Wow, that is huge. In case you guys didn't know what my socials were, here they are. All right, guys, welcome to Bratty's Tarot. We're going to be taking a look at August 2023 for all of the signs. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, blah, 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 all the way to Pisces, okay? This is not astrology. This will be tarot, solely tarot, okay? So please keep that in mind. Forgot to turn on my ring light, so give me just a second. Hold on. All right, there we go. My astrology videos will be recorded. And so that means my tarot videos are the ones that are going to be live streams. I am taking super chat questions today. So if you don't know how super chat questions work, make sure that you visit my website, brattystarot.com, and look under super chat rules to be able to know what the rules are. Okay. Keep in mind that these are general readings. Okay. So roles can be reversed. If you are an Aries, Jupiter in Aries, for instance, and you are watching Aries and you feel like this is about your ex or this is your ex's reading, it probably is. So make sure that you're checking for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and your Jupiter sign in order to get a full picture of what may be going on for you in August 2023. I do astrology. You guys see that I have started incorporating that for you. However, I'm going to be more focused on the tarot for my live streams as opposed to astrology. Although if I feel like I'm picking up on something in regards to the astrology, I will mention it. If not, I'm just going to focus straight on the energy of the tarot. Karmic Karen, so good to see you. Thank you. What's up, Rick? What's up, Sal? Good morning. How are you? Void, of course. It's so nice to see you. Complexity. Sarah. So good to see you guys. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. Where do I want this? Maybe should I put this over here? No, I feel like that's obnoxious, right? I'm just gonna feel like that's good. No, nobody cares, right? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, let me know if that's too obnoxious for you guys. Let's see. These are not solely focused on love, although if I see love, I will also I will read it, okay? But that's not going to be my sole focus. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Keep in mind, these are going to be pretty generally quick messages. So if you want to get a super chat in and make sure that you get it in sooner than later, that means you'll be first in line to be able to get your super chat read. Any super chat questions that were not answered in the last live stream because my internet crapped the bed, those questions will be answered in this live stream, okay? Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Aditi. What's up, Nicole? Good to see you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Oh man, why aren't my things working? Of course, Aries doesn't. That's really weird. Uh-oh. All right, well, you guys are going to have to kind of figure it out because it looks like it doesn't want to put the signs on here for me. So I'm not really sure why that's happening. So Rick, thank you so much for being here once again. Make sure that you keep everybody updated with what sign we're on because it's not allowing me to put the signs on the screen for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. So Rick, if you could just keep them updated and everything, that would be wonderful. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Madison? Daybar, thank you so much. Okay, Karmic Karen, good morning, Bratty. Thank you for all you do for us. Oh, thank you for everything that you guys do for me. Are you kidding me? I will have a sale for 50% off readings today. Okay, so that's going to be about an hour after this broadcast, so keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for Aries. I swear I just put this on Do Not Disturb. That's weird. All right, so let's take a look at Aries. Ooh. All right, so for some of you, especially if you're dealing with an Aries, that's really weird. Some of you guys, if you're dealing with an Aries, okay, especially if you're a feminine dealing with a masculine Aries, this could be that person's reading, so keep that in mind. Just because they're showing up, Aries is showing up as the King of Pentacles in reverse, so it very well could be reversed for some of you. So I have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I have the King of Pentacles in reverse for your overall energy. Definitely a big focus on status and money and what it is that you can achieve. I mean, especially for Aries risings, you do have Uranus and Jupiter transiting your second house of the money that you're making. So there could be this like overcompensation of some sort, or you really trying to basically get the bag, okay? You want your money, you want your status, but just be careful of the way that you're kind of going about it. Cassie, thank you so much for that super chat question. With that Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands, definitely taking a lot of action in August. You may be getting some kind of love offer from somebody, but I'm kind of wondering if you're the one that is initiating this. You may have a secret admirer for some of you. It's going from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups, and so that's kind of making me feel like there's a possibility of a love connection that is happening. Now, we all know that Venus is going to be retrograde until September 3rd because you watched my Venus retrograde video, right? I know that you did. And we all know that this could bring up issues with love, money, finances, our self-worth and our self-esteem, our self-value. And so I want to kind of say, Aries, just be cautious with that King of Pentacles in reverse and you really trying to overcompensate in some way, especially with the South Node transiting your 7th house. And so I feel like you guys are, and Venus retrograde transiting your 5th house. So I'm definitely feeling like some ex-lovers or people from the past will come back, putting your value into question, or you putting your own value into question, or what it is that you value in regards to partnership, etc. And I just want to make sure that you're not feeling like you need to overcompensate in some way in order to get some kind of affection or money or status. Seven of Pentacles to the Nine of Wands makes me feel like you're getting ready to make some type of decision, something that you've been working on or investing in for a long time. It seems like you're kind of getting ready to take action with something. I want to kind of take a look or a deep dive into that King of Pentacles in reverse. Keep in mind, guys, these are quick messages, so make sure you get your super chats in. Okay, so the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse with the Two of Wands, Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you're trying to get somewhere, but you don't really know how to get there. It feels like you're trying to get to this place of independence. You know, there can be this shakeup in regards to your finances, especially with that Uranus, Venus, these Venus transits squaring Uranus in your second house. There can definitely be some issues around finances, and so I definitely want you guys to be careful. You do have Jupiter there, however, kind of blessing your second house of the money that you're making. I just really want to make sure that you guys go about it in the right way. I do think that you're trying to be more independent. You are a very independent sign anyway, but there's something that you're trying to get, but it's like you don't know how to get it, and you may do something that you've kind of never done before, which is very Uranian within itself, with that Two of Wands, where you may decide, some of you may decide to like partner up with somebody just to be able to get something out of them. All right, so I just want to say be cautious. Something about that Page of Cups. The Eight of Cups in reverse. Well, there's Venus retrograde at its finest. Page of Cups, Eight of Cups in reverse. I mean, this is definitely like secret admirer coming back from the past. Somebody you've been in a relationship coming back from the past. You may be the one that's coming back from the past, so to speak. Madison, thank you so much for that super chat question. So, you know, if that's something that you're interested in, go for it. The Knight of Cups with the Emperor in reverse. I need one more for this. The Death card. It feels like there's something changing with the way that you go about love, with the way that you go about creativity, and that's pretty much going to be for everyone during the Venus retrograde. I think that you're possibly using a different approach in the way that you approach love, in the way that you approach creativity. So instead of like trying to pound something into the ground or trying to hammer something to death, it feels like you're changing that attitude. Like, especially if you have like a toxic masculine kind of mind frame, or maybe you're dealing with a toxic masculine, there could be something that's going on where this person may be showing up a little bit differently. For some reason, I don't know if I totally trust it, but then again, I'm a very skeptical person, right? So, you know, I'm already going to think like that, but I just kind of want to say be careful who you're investing your time and your energy to. Tell me about that Seven of Pentacles. The Devil in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. Can you tell me more about that? All right, it wanted to give me two, so I'm going to take it. I'm getting like the sense of that Ten of Wands and that Two of Swords. Work smarter, not harder. I feel like you've really been putting your nose to the grindstone in regards to something, whether it's love, finances, etc. And I think that you are getting ready to make some kind of decision. I don't know if you're going to take like a financial risk. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it during Venus retrograde, being that it is one of the planets that literally represent money, and it is squaring Uranus in your second house of the money that you're making and the money that you're spending. And so be cautious of, you know, making a big purchase or you know, doing something stupid. I do feel like you're in this mind frame where you want to be able to have a solid income where you're not, you know, busting your ass basically too hard. Like I said, it's about you working smarter and not harder, really. Four of Cups in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse. I feel like you're trying to figure out where you can like get the most accolades or get the most, I don't want to say attention, but kind of, or find the most success. And I feel like you really, I don't want to say you don't want to do anything for it, but I think especially with the North Node entering your guys' sign, I think that you're really going to be wanting to go after things. But I'm also feeling like you're going to want an easier way of doing it. You know, especially with Jupiter and Taurus, it's like, I ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? It's like, because, you know, Taurus is a representation of Venus, or Venus represents Taurus, and it's a benefic. And then with Jupiter in the second house of Taurus, this is like overindulgence, laziness, okay? It can't kind of stop, overeating, things like that. And so, you know, hey, I'm a Taurus rising, Taurus moon, you know, I'm all about that life, but I still think that you are going to need to put in a little bit of work. And I'm afraid that you're, with that King of Pentacles in reverse, this is you wanting to kind of skip a step in order to accomplish something. And be careful, because that can usually backfire. Tabitha, thank you so much for that super chat question. Then we have the Knight of Wands. The Lovers in reverse. Can I have one more? The Nine of Pentacles. I think for some of you, you're really not going to be focusing on love anyway. I think that if somebody does come back, or if you come back around to somebody, I don't know if it's really going to work. A lot of the decisions that we're making during Venus retrograde are not going to be a thing. Like, they're not. Like, if we're dating somebody right now and we're like, F you, I'm out of here, and then we end up breaking up, that breakup's probably not going to last. You know, if we start a relationship right now, I'm not saying it can't last, but we're not always in the right heart. I don't want to say heart space, but we're not always in the right energy to be making decisions during Venus retrograde, especially when it comes to love and money. Okay, so I think that if there is something that kind of transpires, Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you're kind of looking at it like, do I really need this in my life right now? South Node transiting your seventh house? Probably not. You're going to be letting go of a lot of relationships. A lot of relationships or people you've been in a relationship with are going to come back from the past. And I feel like you're going to be focused more on, you know, your work or trying to get to the top. Your advice is house 6. Okay, so the 6th house, let's see, you guys are going to be having Mars transiting your 6th house. So there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of ambition in regards to your work, your health, your routine, etc. And if that's your advice, maybe that's what you need to focus on. Make sure that you're taking care of your health. Make sure that you're not overworking yourself, you know. Also, there may be some conflicts within work or around like some kind of enemies that you have at work. Okay, 6th house can sometimes represent enemies. So just be cautious around that. But I definitely feel like there needs to be more of a focus on health, work, routine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Taurus. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Make sure that you guys are getting in your super chat questions. These are gonna be generally quick messages. Thank you for being here. All right, Taurus. Wow, the Ace of Pentacles with the Devil here. There may be an opportunity to make some serious wealth. You guys do have Jupiter in your sign, so hello, right? It's like you guys are bringing it in. Uranus in your sign means that you're definitely doing something different, probably in regards to work. Uranus rules your 10th house of work. I'm feeling here with that Temperance in reverse, Six of Wands, Knight of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups, Eight of Swords. It's interesting because it kind of feels like a mixed bag. I do think that you have some form of love in your life, but there may be some jealousies that are going on, or there may be this like moodiness that's happening. I don't like the Temperance in reverse because it makes me feel like you're lacking balance in your life. Like maybe you're spending too much time in regards to love and you're not spending enough time like working. Maybe you're spending too much time working, not enough with love. It's like, I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously we're going to clarify. With that Ace of Pentacles and the Devil that's at the bottom of the deck, I'm feeling like you are definitely majorly focused on finance and like the wealth and the money that you want to bring in and whatever it is that you may be launching, especially around the full moon on August 1st. I'm kind of feeling like there's this sense of you focusing on the bag and what's going to make you the most money. With that Six of Wands, you're getting some kind of accolades, some applause, pat on the back with something you're bringing in attention, whether that's for your looks, your money, your talent, your gifts, skills, abilities, whatever it is. Six of Cups, you guys are going to be having those transits in your 5th house of home, of children. So for some of you, if you have children, it could be focused on that. With Venus retrograde, this could talk about lovers from the past, of course. Venus is your ruling planet. It's going to be very important for you. With that Eight of Swords, it tells me that you're having a hard time making a decision on something. JLK and JJF, thank you so much. Tell me about that. Okay. Wow. This is really interesting to me because with that Temperance in reverse to the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups in reverse, it feels like you're pouring into a relationship. It feels like you're pouring into some kind of relationship, but you're not getting anything out of it. Or I don't want to say you're not getting anything out of it, but I feel like your own individual happiness, like what it is that you need on a personal level, it's almost like you're shoving it to the side in order to sacrifice for a relationship. There could be a partner here who's really moody or who is like, just telling you everything that, you want to hear to keep you around, or it could just be somebody that's being real stubborn, okay? Emotionally stubborn. Can you tell me about that 9 of Cups in reverse? 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Some of you, this is a codependent relationship, or there's a codependent family dynamic here. And I feel like for some of you, there could be something where you're talking to a family member or you're talking to a friend, or you're kind of revisiting things about your past, like your codependency or your addictions or your need for validation of some sort, or your issue with laziness or the imbalance in your life. And there's going to be something or a lesson here, I feel, Taurus, where you're going to be realizing that you do need more balance in your life in order to focus on your individual happiness and not just the happiness of others. I mean, Venus can be a planet where it's very focused on others and not always self, okay? Especially if it's Libra, but you guys can be that way as well. So let's take a look at that 6 of Wands, the 4 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's another 9 in reverse, which is telling me there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with all of us, but there's something wrong with you on an individual level where you feel like your individual needs are not being met. But when it's about the needs of others or your needs around a group dynamic, whether that's family or that's between you and a partner, friendships, whatever, where you feel emotionally supported, it's like, okay, it's kind of asking you, the cards are saying, what happens if those people aren't supporting you anymore? What happens if this person leaves you? what happens if you feel like you don't have the emotional support or whatever from this person that you've been solely relying on? And so it's kind of asking like, hey, there are some things here that you're really needing to focus on, you know, in regards to that. What makes you happy? What do you want? And at that Six of Wands and the Four of Cups in reverse, I think you're getting some, I almost want to say that this is like a, how do I say, temporary high. Because you are getting some form of attention that's making you feel good. But it's making you feel good because it's filling a void from childhood. Maybe, you know, you guys do have Venus going retrograde in your 4th house of home and family in your childhood. And so I feel like there's something that is filling the void for you, but you have to ask yourself, how do you fill the void permanently on your own, you know? The Knight of Cups is in reverse. The Queen of Wands. You know, I want to say be careful of someone not seeing your worth. I really do want to say that, Taurus. Be cautious of somebody not seeing your worth or purposely trying to make you jealous. Can I get one more for that? The Nine of Swords in reverse. I don't know if you're really worried about it, to be completely honest. I think that there's some unfinished business between you and a person that kind of needs to be wrapped up. Once again, I don't think that you're worried about it. You know, Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords in reverse. If this Queen of Wands is you, otherwise this could be you getting jealous of another person, okay? Like a feminine energy, like somebody who may be attractive. It may piss you off. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or somebody's doing that to you. So just be cautious of whatever that energy is. You definitely don't want to get into that mind frame during Venus retrograde, but even if you do, or anytime really, but even if you do, process the feelings and understand where they're coming from, okay? Oh my goodness. So you have the Six of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Okay, the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Death card. For a lot of you, there could be some emotional support that you're getting from a father figure, from a boyfriend, from a husband, from a boss. I don't know. It feels more like it could be a friend. The Six of Cups can just represent friendship, but it also could be somebody that you have a soulmate connection with. It just feels like whatever it is, you're being financially supported in some way, or you're finally able to pay off some form of debts, which is actually, you know, raising your confidence in some way. You have the Eight of Swords here. Ugh, with the Lovers in reverse. Yikes. King of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. There may be a breakup around this time. Tell me. The Moon in reverse. You know, you guys do have Pluto going retrograde around the top of your sky in the 9th house, and Pluto does rule your 7th house, and so there may be a reevaluation of a relationship, you know, of some form of relationship, even if it's one that's coming back from the past, Venus retrograde, right? Something could be coming out, though, like some kind of emotion could be coming out, but I feel like for some of you, it may just be fear. It could absolutely just be fear with that Eight of Swords, but the Eight of Swords, a lot of the times, it will talk about a decision that we really need to make that we're refusing to make because we don't like the options that are available to us. So for instance, let's say that you can't afford your apartment anymore and you're like, okay, well, I have two options. I can either move in with my mother that I hate, or I can move in with my aunt who's a total bitch, right? It's like, I don't like the options. I have options, but I don't like them, you know? And so I feel like it just is causing you to like live in fear. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, okay? But there's something here that's causing you to like live in fear, and you're refusing to make a decision because of the fear. And so don't get wrapped up in that again in your own head. So interesting. So your advice is fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So this is about pushing through your BS, Taurus, you know, push through it. You guys just had the North Node leave your sign and go into your 12th house of spirituality, isolation, you know, healing, especially healing from your past and addictions and, you know, mental issues. Okay. And so I feel like you guys are really needing to push through some of this stuff and just kind of face face that dragon head in your 12th house, you know, face the demon kind of thing, and understand that you're bigger than it, right? If you weren't, it would have killed you by now. So whatever your insecurity is, whatever that is, I feel like you need to have a little bit more confidence in yourself. And I don't know what that looks like for you. It's going to look different for everybody. But there are things that you can do that are external from you, right? Like go make some money, go to the gym, etc. All of these little things, while they are external, the thing is that you are still making it happen. So it's not always about like, oh, well, you know, I don't need to go to the gym and look better to make myself happy. Okay, bitch, well, go to the gym for a month and see if you don't start feeling more confident and happier about yourself, because it's not just about the results that you're seeing in the mirror, right? If we're talking about the gym, so to speak, right? Just for an example, it's not always about the results that you're seeing in the gym. It's the fact that you got your ass out of bed every day and you put in the gallant effort to better yourself and your life. And so the more that you're investing in yourself, the more that you're going to give a shit, right? The more confident that you're going to become and the more value that you're going to create within yourself. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, these are going to be generally short messages. Make sure that you guys are all getting your super chat questions in before Pisces is up, okay? We're doing Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, Aries through Pisces. We are now on Gemini. Show me Gemini for August 2023, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for August 2023. One second, guys. All right. What the hell did I just do? Hold on, guys. I just messed up something. One second. All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, please. Eight of Cups in reverse, classic Venus retrograde. Excuse me. I definitely think that you're learning the truth about something, and I also feel like you're changing the way that you're thinking. I mean, you guys are going to have the Sun and Venus in your third house of your thought life, communication, how you're communicating. I truly think that you're revisiting something with this Eight of Cups in reverse. You're going back towards something. You're going back, or you're speaking to an extended family member, or, you know, aunt, uncle, cousin, sibling, whatever it is. Or you're just having a conversation with maybe like a patriarchal figure in your life with the Sun there, where it's making you realize a lot of things. It's almost like creating these epiphanies inside of your head. The Nine of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. Ugh. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best. I mean, you guys do have Pluto going through your 8th house of, you know, sex, death, transformation, your psychology, really healing. It's a very healing house. And Pluto generally likes to be in the 8th house because Pluto is the natural ruler of the 8th house, because the natural sign that rules the 8th house is Scorpio, right? So it doesn't mind being in there. So I feel like you're definitely going to benefit in some way, you know, until it goes direct in your 9th house, which is a very spiritual house as well. But I feel like there are some maybe addictions, Jupiter, Uranus in your 12th house of addictions, self-sabotaging behaviors, etc., that you're going to start to realize, that you're going to start to backtrack, and you may start to realize that a lot of your thought life has to do with your self-sabotaging behaviors. It's like once we get on those tracks, like we can have one thought that will just pollute our mind in some way. And it will ruin our entire day. We won't be able to think, or we won't be able to, you know, whatever it is. So whatever it is, it's about your thought life. And I think it's about your self-defeating tendencies in some way. You know, maybe you're freaking lazy, right? Maybe you're like me and you're freaking lazy. And all you want to do is lay in bed and, you know, rub one off. I don't know. You know, the 12th house can also talk about bedroom pleasures. So just be careful of like isolating yourself too much, or, enjoying that too much. Although I'm not going to lie, I had Jupiter transiting my 12th house, and woo, it completely changed me as a person. So in the end, once Jupiter does leave, you're just going to have like the best, you're just going to have this better view of yourself, and you're going to feel more spiritually aligned. Eight of Pentacles in reverse tells me you're fucking bored. You know, this tells me that you're bored. There's something that you're bored of. You're bored of it. You don't want to do it anymore, whether this is work, whatever it is. Chanel, thank you so much for that super chat. 10 of Wands in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. You know, I don't know if this Emperor in reverse is you or somebody else, but this could be like a boss or some kind of patriarchal figure that maybe you don't want in your life anymore. 10 of Wands in reverse makes me feel like there's a lot of things that you've kind of been holding on to, almost like a burden that you're trying to let go of. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 8 of Cups in reverse. See, I was just talking about your thought life, and now we have the 9 of Swords, which tells me you're really in your head about something. But I feel like whatever this is that you're visiting, this is like facing your fears. This is like facing your own demons, just like I was telling Taurus. You know, I think it was Taurus. 10 of Cups. That's interesting. I'm wondering if this is a conflict with family. I feel like this is some kind of conflict with family, Gemini, especially with Mars and Mercury, in your 4th house. Mercury is going to be going retrograde. I think that there's a lot of things that you're going to be revisiting in regards to your family, the trauma that your family has caused you, trauma that a sibling has caused you. I don't know, trauma that you've caused the sibling, right? And Mercury going retrograde is going to be very important for you because that's you. So Mercury is your archetype. So it's like whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever it is that Mercury is doing, is pretty much like what you're doing. And so you may be reevaluating your home and family life, or how your family, or how it was that you were brought up in regards to your childhood has affected you, you know. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands in reverse, not feeling loved, not feeling wanted, not feeling like you're getting a pat on the back, feeling like you're being picked apart in some way. So I feel like with this Venus going retrograde, you know, I mean, damn, you know, it's like Saturn's going Saturn is already retrograde, Neptune is retrograde, Mercury is gonna go retrograde, Venus is retrograde, Uranus is going retrograde. It's like, this is just a weird time, you know, like the rest of Pluto's retrograde. It's like the rest of this year is just a weird time for everybody. The 9 of Cups is in reverse. So this could be like addictions. When I had Uranus going through my 12th house, I was dealing with a lot of addictions. I think that was around the time where I was like kind of sleeping around, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but, you know, I was having some serious epiphanies. I was going through my addictions, you know, some shocking revelations. I mean, I was definitely going through a very dark spiritual journey, but I mean, in the end, it really changed me, you know, for the better. And so I feel like that's kind of what you're about to work through, Gemini. And I don't want you to sit here in this like fear-based mentality either, okay? Yeah, Ace of Swords, the Fool. See, I love this because it makes me feel like you're realizing a lot of your own self-defeating tendencies, your own addictions, whatever it may be. And with the Ace of Swords and the Fool there, I feel like because you know this truth, it's almost like you know what action to take in some way. It's like you know what you need to do. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse. So, you know, I'm not going to lie, with that South Node transiting your 5th house, I feel like you're letting go of like somebody you're sleeping with, or you're letting go of a partner, you're letting go of a romantic interest in some way. You're like, bitch, I'm bored of your ass. You know what I mean? It's like, you could feel like this is somebody who's moody, or somebody who doesn't express their emotions, or you could feel like this is somebody who is just constantly telling you everything that you need to hear just to get in your pants, or to get with you, or whatever it may be. And then you realize they're not actually keeping their freaking promises. You have the 10 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Wands. I heard I'm sick of defending myself. So I'm not really sure what that means for you. 10 of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Wands. Can I get one more for that 10 of Wands in reverse? The Hierophant. Wow. This is very interesting because it feels like you're letting go of some kind of burden that you've held on for a long time. It almost feels like at the expense of another, but not in a bad way. It's almost like something that kept you down, something that held you down for a long time. it feels like you're finally standing up for you and your morals and your values. And I mean, I feel like you're kind of vocalizing this, especially with Venus going retrograde in your third house of communication and the way that you're thinking. And so the Hierophant can talk about, this is Venus. So it's like your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-value. And so I feel like a lot of you guys are just like over something is what it looks like. Tell me about that Emperor. All right, it gave me 3 cards. So I'm just going to take them because I adore ya. The Emperor in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands in reverse, the Sun in the upright, the Queen of Pentacles, and the High Priestess in reverse. It almost feels like you're allowing somebody to receive a piece of your mind. I think that you're kind of leaving somebody in the dust, somebody who is abusive, somebody who makes you feel like crap, somebody who doesn't make you feel wanted or appreciated or whatever it is. And I think that you're just trying to seek moral high ground in some way. That's what it looks like. Interesting. So you have Pisces for your advice. Pisces rules your 10th house of career, reputation, how you're seen out in the world, etc. That's interesting. Maybe you guys need to focus a little bit more on your career. Nicole, Ashley, thank you so much for that super chat question. But at the same time, Pisces can talk about like healing, right? Pisces is a natural ruler of the 12th house, not your 12th house, but Pisces is the natural representation of the 12th house. And so this talks about healing, self-sabotaging tendencies. This talks about addictions, mental health issues. So a big focus, especially, with Venus making these squares, Venus square Jupiter, Venus square Uranus, there's going to be some shocking revelations, or I feel like it's all going to be beneficial in the end. It will be beneficial in the end, especially because Venus is the lesser benefic, Jupiter is the greater benefic. So I feel like you're going to be having these like life-altering conversations, these life-altering healing situations with family members or your past or whatever it may be that is going to help you in the long run in some way. Thank you so much, S, for the super chat question. I really appreciate it. So let's see. I just want to say, make sure you're getting what you're worth in a situation. All right, let me see here. All right, let's look at Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Show me Cancer's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, please. Make sure that you guys are getting your super chat questions in before Pisces comes, please. Show me Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for August 2023. Rick, thank you so much for being here. Last shuffle. Well, the star wanted to come out. That's interesting. So maybe healing, hope being restored is what I'm getting. Especially because Aquarius rules your 8th house of healing, transformation, etc. We have the 9 of Pentacles. That's so funny with Venus and the Sun in your 2nd house of finances and the money that you're making. That's wonderful to me. The 5 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles. Damn. Okay, this, you may actually benefit from this Venus retrograde. I think that with that Chariot in reverse and the Temperance, it's almost like if it doesn't bring me peace, I don't want it. That's what I'm getting, because the Chariot is you. And so I feel like if it's not bringing you some kind of peace, if it's not making you feel good, 2nd house, I don't think you're going to fuck with it. With that 9 of Pentacles, you just want peace. You just want to enjoy your money. You want to look good, feel good, smell good, etc. Right? For the rest of the summer, you're like, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my August. Right? That's it. Okay. The 5 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles. You're not about the drama. You don't care. Whatever drama that Mars in your 3rd house, is going to bring, you don't care. Whatever drama Mercury in your third house may bring with aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, your local neighborhood, whatever it may be, you don't care. Online, social media, you don't care. You know, with these squares from with Venus to Uranus as well, you don't care. A friendship, drama, whatever. It's like, I think that you have some friends that may be actually causing you to realize your worth in some way. You know, it's almost like, not, what is it called? Not standing your guns, sticking to your guns in some ways, what I'm getting. But all in all, it feels like you just want to be appreciated. You know, there could be a collaboration, especially in regards to work of some sort. It could be some kind of collaboration, especially with the North Node in your 10th house of career, reputation, etc. Hermit in reverse makes me feel like, you know, you've done a lot of healing. You're ready to kind of come out. Queen of Pentacles, very businessman, businesswoman like, very much focused on the bag. So tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. What's up, Barbie? The Emperor in reverse. Oh, wow. I feel like you have a masculine figure that's actually jealous of you. I don't know why. Damn. Damn. Okay, so listen to this. Okay. This is really interesting to me, Cancer risings, because with that Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor in reverse, Devil in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles. So we're going from the 9 to the 10 of Pentacles, right? Which makes me feel like you're on your way to something. With the sun that's going to be transiting your second house almost the entirety of August, this is the money that you're making, okay? This is your self-worth, your self-value. I feel like you really know your self-worth and your self-value. I think that you may have some people in your community, some friend groups that you're a part of, whatever, okay? People that you see, people that you talk to, whatever it may be. I feel like there's somebody here who doesn't like that. I don't know if it's an ex. I don't know if it's an old friend that's coming back from the past, and this may be somebody who's trying to control the way that you see yourself, but I feel like instead of just being knocked down, I feel like you're leveling up with that Ten of Pentacles. It's like you're breezing right through it. Devil in reverse. I know what you're doing. Yeah, look. King of Pentacles in reverse. I think that somebody just wants a part, like a piece of your pie in some way. So I feel like there's somebody that you see like maybe day to day or somebody locally to you with Mars there in the third house. And there could be some kind of conflict, but I don't think that you really care. It could be somebody in regards to your work because Mars does rule your 10th house of your work, your reputation. Somebody could be like trying to ruin your reputation or just jealous of your reputation for some of you. Five of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse makes me feel like there's something from the past, of course, especially with all these retrogrades. You're definitely going to see these, you know, all of these reversals, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you know, Eight of Cups in reverse. You're going to see a lot of that in, you know, when you watch your favorite tarot readers' tarot readings, okay? Because it's going to be nothing but freaking retrogrades. With that Five of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I just don't think you're interested in really revisiting the past when it makes you feel bad. So like maybe if an old friend comes back, gives you the feel goods, you're gonna be like, okay, I'll entertain this. And if it doesn't, you're not gonna entertain it. I think it's just really that simple. I also don't think that you're gonna really entertain this Mars in the third house, any kind of conflict in regards to any kind of extended family, etc. Misty Williams, thank you so much for that super chat. The Fool, yeah, look, no Eight of Cups in reverse for you, honey. Okay, the Fool in the Eight of Cups just tells me that you're like, yeah, I don't really give a shit. No, I don't really care, you know? If it's not worth you, worth your time, you're just not going to deal with it. So let me see. What's the Judgment in reverse? Is it that the money's not there? Oh, I see. This is interesting because with the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Judgment in reverse, and then the Eight of Wands. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles in reverse again that's showing up, which makes me feel like there's somebody that's trying to collaborate with you in regards to work or some kind of hobby, even fitness for some of you, but it just feels like somebody's trying to collaborate with you in some way. But it feels like you're not really making a decision because you feel like somebody isn't doing their part and somebody's just using you, and you could actually vocalize that to somebody. The Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse with the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. If this is about a romantic relationship, a familial relationship, some kind of family thing that's going on, it feels like I'm not going to lie. All right. So with the South Node transit in your fourth house of home, family, the mother, there could be an issue with your mother or an actual close family member. Whether that's extended family, which is more third house, but this could be like close family or childhood. I think that whatever mental issues or mental hangups that you have about an actual romantic relationship or a familiar relationship, I think that you feel underneath the surface, you know the truth about something. That's what it looks like. And it feels like you're really not interested in giving it attention because it doesn't make you feel good. And then we're here with the feel good. Okay, Queen of Pentacles is Taurus, and which is Venus. So, yeah, Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. I mean, you guys could be starting a business of some sort, leaving the past behind you. Tell me about that Five of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. There could be an opportunity that you felt like you missed in the past of some sort, and I don't know what kind of opportunity that was, but the Queen of Pentacles isn't facing that direction. She's facing in the opposite direction, which makes me feel like you have an idea with that Page of Wands backing her, like you're getting ready to do something new. The Two of Cups, the Death in reverse. I feel like there's somebody that is close to your heart that you haven't let go of, or that is hard to let go of on an emotional level, but you're like, I need to feel good. I need to focus on my self-worth and my self-value. So this is interesting. So for your advice, you have Saturn. Saturn is the planet of restriction, hard work, taking your time. Whatever Saturn touches, it kind of delays in a way. But once you kind of finish wherever Saturn is transiting, it's like you're going to be more solid in that area of your life. And you have Saturn going retrograde right now in your ninth house of religion, philosophy, your spiritual beliefs, etc. And I'm feeling like there's something going on in regards to your higher mind. I think that I hate to sound cliche, but I feel like you're becoming more high vibrational. You got Neptune there, you got Saturn there. I think that you're coming to a big reality about who you are on a spiritual level, and what you're willing to deal with and what you're not. And I think that you may even be kind of coming up with this own set of like a belief system, or this kind of, I don't want to say like a code that you live by, but kind of. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. If it doesn't feel good, I'm not dealing with it. It's like something like that, like only inviting positivity into your life is what it feels like. And the ninth house is a very positive house, So thank you so much, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for Leo. Show me Leo. Show me Leo. Make sure you guys get your super chat questions in before Pisces, please. Show me Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Last shuffle for Leos for August 2023. Happy birthday, Leos. The High Priestess in reverse, the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Cups. This is interesting. Okay. The Six of Cups and the Ace of Wands. You may be trusting your intuition about something, or there could be something that you're actually finally revealing, or it's that you're keeping a deep, deep secret. High Priestess in reverse can kind of be like, okay, I'm 100% keeping this shit to myself. I'm never telling anybody about this, or this can be like actually releasing a secret. The Six of Cups and the Ace of Wands is at the bottom of the deck, which makes me feel like there's some kind of sexual attraction or sexual relationship that you could be having with a friend, or there could be a friend that's actually inspiring you, or there could be something also just going on in regards to a romantic partner or romantic relationship, okay? You have the King of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Cups. So a big focus on your money. I think that for a lot of you, you're just focused on securing the bag. That seems to kind of be a theme anyway. You know, I mean, you guys have Mars and Mercury going, transiting your second house of the money that you're making, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, etc. And so I just feel like you're very ambitious right now in regards to your actual finances. Seven of Swords makes me feel like you're really trying to play it smart in regards to your work, in regards to the money that you're making. You know, Pluto going through the sixth house as well. Be cautious of any health issues, obviously. Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Cups. Some of you could be also paying off debts. You know, the sixth house can also be a debt house. So with Pluto going retrograde in your sixth house, maybe there are some debts you forgot about, some debts you're kind of cleaning up, etc., and trying to put yourself in a better place so that way you can have some kind of new beginning here. There could be like a secret admirer of some sort as well, so keep that in mind. Tell me about the High Priestess here. And Venus is also going retrograde in your guys' first house of self. So you guys could be readjusting your appearance. Oh, look at that. The Nine of Cups. Okay. I mean, you know, it's interesting because it's like, it's your birthday season. You know, it's your birthday season. Damn. Six of Wands, Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, how do I say? So you have the High Priestess in reverse, the Nine of Cups, the Six of Wands. Just that right there makes me feel like you are revealing something very private about yourself that is making you feel good and get attention. The problem is that the Queen of Wands is in reverse and the Page of Swords is in reverse. And I'm wondering, just, you do have Saturn and you do have Neptune going through your eighth house, which can kind of be like a secretive house, right? And they're both retrograde. And so I feel like there's something that you're revealing about your past or some form of trauma or even sexual as well. Something, maybe you're revealing something about, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make this weird, but you could be revealing something about yourself sexually in some way, okay? And it could be getting you attention, but the problem is that is your intention, is to get attention, okay? Not Leo, right? Because the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse, this is somebody who's like, will do something shocking or will do something that is not necessarily socially acceptable. I'm not saying that you care about that. I'm just saying it's not. The Queen of Wands in reverse is the type of person that would, like, you know, show up in a bathing suit to a bar to, like, get attention, right? I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with that, but there's something that you're doing that you're like, oh, I know this will get this person's attention, or I know, you know. And with Venus transiting your first house of self, and Venus representing self-worth and self-value, I'm kind of wondering if you're having like a question of faith in regards to you and the value that you hold. And so there may be something here that makes you temporarily feel good, but I feel like it's something that you've done before and you've gotten nowhere. So I don't know what that looks like for you. I see that the Empress is behind this all, so I'm kind of feeling like you're trying to seek that femininity from yourself, or you're trying to find that self-worth, but you're going about it in a way that is a temporary fix that isn't necessarily, like, I'm trying to explain, and please don't take offense to this. I'm just trying to explain and apply this to your life however you may, okay? But there's something, like, I used to act completely erratic back in my early 20s, act erratic, sleep around, talk about it on Facebook, let everybody know my business, because it made me feel like I was worth something. You know, people are paying attention to me. People are, well, you know, everybody loves to watch a train wreck, you know, it's like, and it was the way I was going about it that was actually devaluing me instead of me valuing myself. So apply that how you may in your own life, okay? The King of Pentacles is here, which makes me feel like, I'm not sure if this is you or if this is somebody else, but the King of Pentacles can be, let me see, The Two of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles. If you are not a masculine Leo, and you have a masculine person in your life, there could be somebody who's actually deciding to help you with the business or helping support you in some way. If you're a masculine Leo, you could be helping somebody else, or there could be a sense of a masculine here, whether that's you or somebody else, being very financially stable and deciding to start a business or deciding to learn something to become more successful. The Four of Swords and the Devil is here. It makes me feel like there's something that you may be attached to that you're finally kind of like taking some time out, taking some time to yourself to kind of reevaluate whatever that may be and get to a better place. The Seven of Swords is here with the Sun. This makes me feel like you're working with somebody in secret. The Sun is technically you. And so I feel like you're bringing a lot of joy, a lot of energy in regards to some kind of group dynamic or in regards to some kind of, you do have Uranus transiting your 10th house. Uranus can represent like groups of people and communities. And so I'm wondering if there's something that you're working on in regards to your job, in regards to your career, where you are teaming up with somebody else in order to have some form of abundance in your life, especially with Jupiter in your 10th as well. And so I feel like it looks pretty good. Knight of Wands in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles tells me that this is a new opportunity, but you may be confused in regards to what direction you're trying to take something, okay? So let me take a look at that. Ooh, that Five of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Strength card, which is also you. The King of Swords in reverse. I just feel like maybe some of you guys are paying off debts. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. You could have somebody here in love with you, okay? Somebody who's kind of balancing their emotions. I feel like this person is pretty mature, unless that's you. Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Strength, the King of Swords in reverse. It just makes me feel like this is you. Strength is you. You just paying off debts. You coming out of these abandonment issues, whatever it may be. You could have somebody here who's actually helping you get back into balance. And there's the Wheel of Fortune again, just like I said. And Cancer's reading, you guys are going to see a lot of that Eight of Cups in reverse. I think it was Cancer's reading. I said that Eight of Cups in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, etc. You know, people coming back from the past. I see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Could be somebody from your past, absolutely. But I feel like there's something that you're going through that you're not really talking about is what it feels like. You know? Page of Cups energy. The Hangman. So remember when I said you may be like spending time with yourself or something like that? I feel like this is even more true. I feel like you're healing your inner child. Page of Cups, Hangman. Like where you felt like you needed some kind of attention or where you felt like you had to be a certain way in order to gain attention or gain recognition or be loved. It's like you're kind of taking a step backwards and you're like, wait a minute, do I really need to do that? For some of you, you're going to realize that somebody from your past, because the Hangman can't talk about your past. Davey, thank you so much for the super chat question. You're going to realize that somebody from the past still loves you or has affection for you. But I feel like this is more so about you healing your inner child. Two of Wands, Nine of Wands in reverse. Like whatever it is that's like making you tired or exhausting you, like especially if you feel like you're wearing like a facade, of some sort, or you're acting in a certain way that isn't really authentic to you, especially with Uranus going retrograde at the end of the month. It's like, Uranus in retrograde is going to have us asking, are these changes that we've been making, the way that we're acting, is this actually authentic to me? Is this authentic to us? Venus retrograde is like, okay, the relationships that we're a part of, the money that we're making, are we making it in the way that is giving us honor and self-value and is actually raising our self-esteem? Are these relationships good for us? Is the money that we're making or the way that we're making it good for me? What's going on with my self-worth and my self-value? And so I feel like that's really going to come into question for everybody. Trine is your advice. I kind of want to say go with the current instead of against it, For the longest time, and a lot of you guys know that I am rebranding. I know it's been taking me forever. I'm switching from Bratty Cupcakes to Violetta Alexis, which is actually my authentic name. Bratty Cupcakes was a character that I created so that way I could deal with my problems because I didn't know how to deal with them. And it was actually me going against the current instead of going with it because I felt like it was just easier to be somebody else. And so I kind of want to tell you, like, you're protected at this time. You have support, whether you see it or not. You really do. And I think that you kind of just getting your finances in order, being more true to yourself is really going to help you find a sense of self and self-worth, okay? What's up, Daleen? let's move on to Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for Virgos. Show me Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. And if you guys want to book a tarot reading with me, you can visit www.brattytarot.com. If you don't know how Super Chat questions work, make sure that you visit my website, brattytarot.com, and just look under Super Chat rules, okay? What's up, Cherokee? Last shuffle for Virgo. Lori! It is Virgo time, Lori. It's our time. Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much, Manny, for the Super Chat question. Oh, thank you so much, Manny. You are very, very welcome. Anytime. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Cups, the Judgment, okay, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Cups in reverse. I absolutely love this already. I don't even want to clarify. The Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So, you know, Virgos, there's something maybe where you are allowing some form of heartbreaking situation that you've dealt with in the past to cause you to create something creative. So for instance, you know those people that go through a breakup and then they write like the greatest love song of their life, right? It could be something like that. With that Three of Swords in reverse, it really makes me feel like you're finally overcoming something that maybe still hurts, whether it is childhood trauma, parental trauma, betrayal trauma, sexual trauma, whatever it is, okay? It feels like you're actually finally able to release or let go. Especially with, you know, Chiron in retrograde in your 8th house, that can talk about you overcoming some kind of trauma around sex, or just any kind of past issues that still need to be healed. Ace of Cups and the Judgment really makes me feel like there's something on your path, some kind of new opportunity, whether that's love, whether that's creativity, that is something where it's like God is calling you, or, you know, the universe is calling you, whatever you believe in, and you're answering. And I feel like you're not just answering it, but with that Page of Wands, you're actually forcing yourself. I want to say forcing because the Page of Wands isn't necessarily confident, but he's just forcing himself to be brave, which is essentially going to lead to some kind of confidence. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for the Super Chat question. And because of that, because whatever it is that you're starting, possibly from a creative standpoint, it's able to allow you to kind of, it almost feels like creative healing in some way, if that makes sense. You know, especially with Pluto going retrograde in your 5th house of creativity, I'm kind of wondering, and Pluto also representing pain, and also Pluto represents your 3rd house of writing, communication, thought life. And so I'm kind of wondering if there's something in regards to your past that you're actually healing through writing or some kind of creativity. Or maybe you're like talking through it or something like that. That's kind of what it makes me feel like. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Three of Swords in reverse. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something that you're creating that has come from a place of pain. Nine of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like, you know, with Venus going retrograde in your 12th house of addictions, mental health, self-sabotaging behaviors, it really makes me feel like whatever this is that you're overcoming, you're learning where that came from in the first place. So, you know, for instance, I really need a constant like validation, more so when it comes from a partner, not necessarily everybody else, but when it comes to me in a love relationship, I needed constant validation. And I realized in the long run that it was because I never got this validation from my parents that I wanted. So I would almost treat my partner, whether I was dating a woman or a man at the time, as a parent. So I would plant a parent inside of a person and almost get the lines blurred because it was like I was still seeking out that parental validation, but I was doing it through a partner. And so I feel like you're starting to have that revelation just like I did about where that's actually coming from. Chibi, thank you so much for that super chat question. Some of you could be starting a business at this time. 10 of Pentacles, baby. Come on now. Come on. This is the ultimate turning pain into power, you know, especially with the North Node transiting your 8th house of other people's resources, loans, government money, etc. For some of you, you could be focusing more on like other people's money, and with the South Node transiting your 2nd house, you could be working smarter and not harder, investing in stocks, investing in bonds, whatever it may be. That is kind of helping you. So for some of you, you are educating yourself from a financial standpoint. The Ace of Cups is here. Oh, I love that star T. I'm also a writer. That's pretty awesome. Good for you. Let's see. The Ace of Cups, 6 of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Wands. This is interesting because by looking at your past, you know your future. It's like you're looking back and you're realizing the things that happened, why they happened, how you responded in the way that you responded and why you did. And it's actually causing you to go after your passions and what it is that you want in this lifetime, whether that's love or creativity. I think with this Knight of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles, this is almost making me feel like you're having some kind of ideas back and forth, like you and another person, or a person is actually giving you some form of idea, or it almost feels like someone is giving you a gift, but not necessarily financial. It feels more like with that Knight of Swords, even though the 6 of Pentacles can be money, it doesn't feel like that. With the Knight of Swords, it makes me feel like this is more about an idea. It makes me feel like it's a business idea or it's some kind of creative idea, especially with Pluto going retrograde in your 5th house and Pluto ruling your 3rd house of thoughts, ideas, communication. It makes me feel like somebody's giving you a gift that's going to cause you to make money. And somebody may want to actually, I don't want to say invest in your business, because it's, or invest in your project because it's not the 7 of Pentacles, but there may be somebody who like wants to throw you a quarter. You know what I mean? You have the Judgment here. The 4 of Wands and the Hermit in reverse. I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than this, you know? I think that you assumed that you had to let go of a path or you had to let go of an idea in order to be successful, but I really don't think that's the case. With the Judgment, the 4 of Wands, the Hermit in reverse, if you were taking, or if you are taking at this time, especially with Venus going retrograde, you know, it's like you could be spending a lot of time by yourself in seclusion, with the Sun also going through your 12th house. It feels like there's a big focus maybe on something that you're working on behind the scenes, something that you're working on from a creative standpoint, something that is going to, or makes you feel better, or could be very healing for you, especially because the 12th house is a very healing house. You know, Venus also rules your 9th house. And so the 12th house is also about spirituality, as is the 9th house. And so this makes me feel like there's some kind of spiritual awakening, or you're finding your self-worth, or you're realizing your self-sabotaging behaviors, finding your creativity through some kind of spiritual practice, or this is just going to be very spiritually healing for you. It feels like you're freeing yourself. Like there's a reason to celebrate, you know? Why am I getting stubbornness here? Give me one more. 2 of Swords. Why is it causing conflict? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This makes me feel like it's something to do with your religious practice or your spiritual practice or something spiritually, just because the Wheel of Fortune represents Jupiter and the Hierophant in reverse here represents your ninth house. So with Jupiter being in your ninth house and Jupiter being a very spiritual planet or a benefic one, and the Hierophant being Taurus of your ninth house, which is spirituality, philosophy, etc., I'm wondering if there's something new that you're beginning that you're in a conflict with, or an internal conflict with, or even an external one, because it doesn't align with your previous beliefs. There could be some kind of rigid thinking here. Now, I don't know if you're being met with resistance or you're creating resistance within yourself, because something that you thought you believed for the longest time isn't really, there's something that's happening within you is what it feels like, that is really changing, but it's making you confused. It's making you confused because I feel like you're being challenged. Like there's something that makes me feel like whatever it is that you're speaking, or because it feels like you're very new, or there's something new that you're taking into account, or something new that you're like, for instance, like let's say that you used to be a Christian and now you're, a Buddhist or something. I don't know, right? And now your family members are like, "Wait, what? No. Well, what about this and what about that?" And you're like, "No, this is like what I want to believe, or this is what I'm doing." But it feels like you're being met with resistance. It feels very ninth housey, 12th housey. So I feel like that's like separate, or that's just an internal thing. I'm not really sure. The Five of Cups in reverse with the Ten of Swords. I mean, you're definitely closing out old cycles, self-sabotaging behaviors, whatever it may be. There are some things that are ending. I think that for a lot of you, you may be like speaking to a therapist, at this time. This is a good time to do it, with Venus going retrograde, to be honest, especially in your 12th house. You could be speaking to a therapist, or, talking to somebody, even a guru, with Jupiter in your ninth house. There could be somebody that you're talking to about like where you lack confidence in your life, or about past experiences where you felt like it took away your power in some way. But that's just the thing, is where your power is taken from you is exactly where you can create it from the exact same place, Now, I'm not saying if you've been abused, Colby, thank you so much for that super chat question. If you've been abused in your life and you want to, get your power back, you're not going to do it in the same place. But I'm saying you can pull from that experience and create that power and take your power back from the experience. What can hinder you can actually help you. And it goes both ways, to be honest. But what can hinder you can help you, but you have to allow. And with Pluto going retrograde in your 5th house, I feel like that's where your power is. Interesting. So you have Neptune. Neptune is currently transiting your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, whether intimate or business partnerships. And so I feel like this is kind of asking you to see the reality about a partner, okay? About a partnership, a business partner, an intimate partner, etc. I feel like wanting to say, I want to say the higher road. Where Venus is more like the lower octave of love, like, oh, I'm going to shower you with gifts and we're going to kiss and we're going to have sex, or whatever the case, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? With that going retrograde in your 12th house, that's kind of hidden right now, right? Like you're healing that part. Neptune is the higher octave. Neptune is like the sacrificial love. Now I'm not telling you to go sacrifice yourself, but I feel like there's something to be had either with a partner that you're already with, or with the love that you can show on a completely different level. I mean, these are such spiritual transits for you, Virgo, Virgo rising specifically, but these are such spiritual transits, with the transits going on in the 12th and the 9th, something going on with somebody that I feel like you have a very strong spiritual connection to. There's something in that for you. There's something to be found there. Whenever Neptune transits a house or touches a planet, what it wants to do is it wants to take something to give something. And so I'm not sure what that is for you, but it's definitely something to think about. I'm so dead, Amy. I'm definitely not a therapist, but maybe I should have been. All right, let me see. So let's go on to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And if you guys want to book with me, you can visit brattytarot.com, okay? What's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, please? When are we taking over the world on these 2 acres in the woods in Oregon together, Miss Virgo? Listen, I love you, but I'm not going alone in the woods with any man that I don't know. Sorry. But thank you, though. Mimi, thank you so much for the super chat question. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Show me Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Keep in mind, guys, I do incorporate astrology into this. You can still watch. I mean, this is tarot. You know, it's not solely astrology. If you're just looking for the astrology, then I would certainly focus more so on your rising sign, because that's going to be the most accurate, okay? Hey, you want to come to my bomb shelter in the woods? Nobody will know that you're there. Yeah, no. You know? All right. Wow. So you got, interesting, Libra. So you got the same as Virgo with that 3 of Swords in reverse. Tells me that you're trying to get over something. 5 of Swords. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is interesting. The 5 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Man, what are you harboring? What are you holding on to that is just so tough? There's a lot of changes that you're going to be having within the next 18 months with the South Node going through your first house of self, your identity, who you are, how you're showing up, you know, even your physical appearance, really. And Venus is your ruling planet, and Venus is going to be going retrograde until September 3rd. And this is also going to be going retrograde in regards to your biggest dreams, your biggest hopes, your biggest aspirations, and also the friends and groups and communities that you're a part of. So I'm wondering if it's something like that. I see the 5 of Swords here with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, which I'm not really sure what to say about the 5 of Swords, because that can represent a few things. So I kind of want to clarify before I speak on that. 4 of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like you're finally taking a risk, and because you take that risk, you get an opportunity with that Ace of Pentacles, okay? I see the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, which makes me feel like maybe something's not working out, or you feel like you don't have the resources, or you feel like you don't know enough about a topic or about a situation or about a person or whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and get started. Tell me about that 3 of Swords in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse, the Empress. Well, there you are. And the Page of Swords. Well, I mean, you know, here's your archetype, the Empress. You know, you and Taurus share that. 7 of Swords in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. Wow. Okay. This is interesting because it makes me feel like, especially with Mars and Mercury transiting your 12th house of isolation, you know, mental issues, addiction, self-sabotaging behaviors, it really makes me feel like you're starting to realize where you have sabotaged yourself, especially when it comes to love and romance. You know, with that Empress there and that Page of Swords, this almost makes me feel like you're being very quiet about something. You know, Mercury, especially with Mercury in the 12th house, you know, Mercury in the 12th house can be very like hush hush, like I ain't saying shit, right? Especially with Mercury going retrograde in August, you're going to be rethinking a lot of things in regards to your past, especially if you had any addictions, self-sabotaging behaviors. We all have those, right? Venus going retrograde as well. You're going to be reevaluating yourself. It's interesting because it does feel like you're healing a lot. It feels like you're healing a lot of things about yourself, and it's like whatever it is that you're thinking about or you're revisiting by yourself, it kind of feels like your grown self and your childhood self, your inner child, are kind of, I don't want to say they're at war, but it feels like your inner child kind of needs you in some way. You guys are going to be having that full moon in your 5th house, okay, which doesn't necessarily represent childhood. Your 4th house does, but it can still represent something about maybe your inner child. I'm wondering, just because you also have Pluto going retrograde in your 4th house of your childhood. And so I feel like there's something that is kind of transforming that in some way. I think that you still know your worth. You still know your value. It seems like your energy is very feminine in August. It's like you know your worth and you know your value, and that's it, even if Venus is going retrograde. With that Page of Swords, you are in this very observing energy. It feels like you are watching more than you're talking. It feels like you're trying to play it smart because you're reevaluating your self-sabotaging behaviors, Libra. There are some maybe feelings that you're having, maybe angry feelings of some sort in regards to a partner. Mars does rule your 7th house of relationships. There could be some things you're just kind of shoving down, or you're just kind of like, some of you are straight up spying on a partner. Okay. Mercury with Mars there. Mars is the ruler of your 7th house of relationships. The Page of Swords is here with the Empress. The Empress is you. I'm wondering if you're kind of like being super observant, either in regards to your friendships or in regards to like watching somebody on social media. Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat question. Or you are being you're keeping your cards close to the chest when it comes to somebody you're dealing with. It feels very like sneaky, but I don't feel like you have a bad intention. That's the thing. You have the Five of Swords is here. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is making me feel, this is Virgo, this Knight of Pentacles. This is going right back to that Mars and Mercury in your 12th. And so this is making me feel like you are very determined to figure something out or to find something out. That's what that feels like. Knight of Swords in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse. You're not saying anything. You're just observing. You're like literally, you're dead ass like just observing someone. Like you're sitting on your throne, you have your crown on, and you're just taking visitors, but you're not saying much, So I'm assuming you have your reasons. The Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Wands in reverse. I need one more. Oh, is it somebody from the past? Is that what it is? I'm wondering if somebody from the past is like returning to you via social media in some way, or somebody's just returning from the past in general. And it's making me wonder if there's a fear. And I feel like it's just a fear. I don't feel like you're necessarily doing it because that's why you're being so quiet and observant. It kind of makes me feel like you're frustrated because you realize that you're still in your head about something, or you still have these self-sabotaging behaviors when it comes to your thought life, and worrying about things, especially when it comes to a specific person that may really aggravate you or has caused you some kind of trauma, especially with Chiron going retrograde in your 7th house, North Node hitting your 7th house. There's going to be a lot of things that you're dealing with and healing when it comes to a partnership or partnerships that you've dealt with before. And you're healing a lot of those self-sabotaging behaviors. Maybe you've gone back to somebody one too many times and you're like, okay, no, I have to let go of that, I think if somebody's coming back, is what it feels like, is you're wondering if you're going to regret taking this person back. And I would really think about things, because during Venus retrograde, it ends September 3rd, but it'll still be in its shadow until October. During Venus retrograde, we think that we want something, or we think that we don't want something. And whatever decisions we kind of make around love or money, we end up like being like, wait a minute, God, So, and I think that because you're watching this video and to be cautious, you're like, okay, that may be why you're being cautious. Okay. Or that may help you be cautious in regards to some kind of decision that you're making. What's up, Libra? All right, come on now. Okay. The Hangman in reverse and the Star in reverse. Okay. Okay, well, that's interesting. The Star represents Aquarius. I'm kind of wondering if this is something to do with the full moon in your 5th house of love and relationships, or not relationships, love, romance. I'm wondering if this is some kind of healing around that, or some kind of like closing out. I'm wondering if you're closing out a romantic relationship with a partner of some sort, or somebody you were dating, or something like that. Hangman in reverse makes me feel like you're not really making any sacrifices for a specific person anymore. The Ace of Pentacles with the King of Wands and the Emperor makes me feel like you have options in regards to love, or there's some kind of business opportunity that is happening for you. Especially with the moon, the full moon in Aquarius on August 1st. It's made me feel like there's like a deal that you're closing in on, or a business that you're finally finishing up on, maybe something that you're completing. And there could be some people that are interested in it. Okay, whatever that means. Or it's that you're closing out a connection with somebody else, and because of that, you bring in some new kind of dating opportunities if you are a single Libra. I need one more. Thank you. So, you know, you got to stop with the self-defeating habits. The Strength and the Three of Wands in reverse. I mean, for some of you, I mean, the sun rules Leo. The Strength is Leo. With the sun transiting your 11th house, there could be some frustration around friends of some sort, you know. I think that for some of you, you're very confused about how to move forward in regards to a financial situation. You're like not sure whether to go this way or that way. There is an opportunity being brought to you, and I think it is because you're closing out something else to invite room to bring something else in, but it feels like you don't really know what you want, or you're really afraid of making the wrong decision. Astrid, thank you so much for the super chat question. Feels like you're terrified of making the wrong decision. Okay, I need advice for that. The Nine of Wands. It tells me that there's something that you've been fighting for a long time that you can have. Renegade, thank you so much for that super chat question. But you have to keep pushing for whatever it is. Like you can't. It's like, what did Beyonce say? She's a Virgo. Beyonce said, I didn't come this far. I didn't get this far just to get this far, right? So there's something there. Your advice is Scorpio. Okay, that's interesting. So Scorpio represents your second house of self-worth, self-value, the money that you're making. For a lot of you, you really need to focus on self-worth and self-value, or possibly even what you're putting inside of your mouth, okay, when it comes to like your health, okay, or, you know, vaping, etc. It can represent stuff like that, but ultimately, I feel like there's some maybe deep healing around your self-worth and self-value that is going to be very important to you. And I feel like with Pluto going retrograde in your fourth house of home and family and your past or your childhood, etc., I think that there are some self-worth issues around family, or some self-worth issues around your childhood of some sort that you're really needing to look into and kind of focus on and have some deep healing in regards to that, you know. Jupiter is in your 8th, so I feel like Jupiter is really going to bring you some benefits, especially in regards to other people's money, but also in regards to you and your healing and the lessons that you're learning around that and those matters. All right, so speaking of the devil, let's move on to Scorpio. If you guys want to book a tarot reading with me, BrattyTarot.com is where it's at. If you guys want to get a super chat question in and you don't know how it works, just visit BrattyTarot.com and look under super chat rules. Thank you, Moonchild. All right, let's do Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, please. Show me Scorpio for August 2023. Show me Scorpio. Last shuffle. Hello, Perk. You're welcome, Barbie. Hi, Stacy. Everybody hit the thumbs up button, please. Hey, Goddess, do the Bill Burr. Yeah, no. Not doing it. The 8 of Wands in reverse, the 6 of Swords, the 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay, I honestly love this, Scorpio. The Knight of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, you know, 2 of Cups in reverse and the 4 of Swords, the 8 of Wands in reverse being your energy for the month of August just makes me feel like you're doing more walky and less talky. And so what I mean by that is whatever it is that you're doing behind the scenes, you're not really telling anybody about it. I feel like there's a lot of healing that you're doing. There's a lot of alone time that you're having, which is interesting because you're having the South Node visit your 12th house. And so this is kind of a less of a focus on isolation and I don't want to say it's a lack of healing. I mean, you are definitely going to be letting go of some self-sabotaging behaviors or any kind of addictions or mental issues, etc. So I do feel like you're going to be letting go of that, and there's going to be more of a focus on the work that you're doing and your physical body, working out a lot, focusing on your day-to-day routine and implementing healthy habits so that way you don't self-sabotage, right? And so when we have houses like that, opposing houses like that, the 12th is always going to be very similar to the 6th, just like the 8th house is always going to be very similar to the 2nd, right? So 2nd house is like the money that you're making, 8th house is other people's money, right? So where the 12th house is all about your self-sabotaging behavior, spending time alone, taking care of your spiritual and your mental health, the 6th house is talking more about your physical health. So there's going to be a big focus on that, but it makes me feel like with this 8 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Cups in reverse, and the 4 of Swords, with this last kind of like little like, okay, this is what we're doing, right? This kind of last push, you're getting ready to really let go of these self-sabotaging behaviors, these mental illnesses, whatever it is that you're going through, these addictions, so that way you can focus more so on 6th house stuff. But it feels like you're not really talking about it. With the 6 of Swords and the 5 of Cups in reverse, really makes me feel like you are ready to move on from something that just isn't serving you anymore. Not to sound super cliche, but there is something that you're getting ready to move on from. I know that Venus is going to be going retrograde in your 10th house of career, and the sun is there. The sun is going to be there for almost the entirety of August, and so there's going to be a big focus on your career, but there's also going to be a reevaluation of career and also how you're showing up in the world. 5 of Cups in reverse makes me feel like you're finally ready to move on. You're finally ready to let go of something so that way you can have some kind of new chapter in your life. Ed, oh my God, Ed is here. Hi, Ed, I love you. Sorry guys, hold on. I had to say hi to Ed. Ed's been my friend for like 8 years or something. Knight of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. So once again, 8 of Pentacles is technically Sun in Virgo, but it's also like the 6th house, okay? So once again, this is a big focus and drive, Knight of Wands, in regards to your health and your physical wellness, or possibly even just hobbies that you're working on. Now, when it comes to hobbies, you have Saturn and Neptune going through your 5th house, and they're both retrograde. So there could be something that you're reevaluating when it comes to maybe a business or maybe a hobby or a passion project of yours that you really want to solidify. You're really thinking, is this true to you? So let's go ahead and get started. Show me the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 4 Cups in reverse, the King of Pentacles. It just feels like you're getting ready to kind of rule the roost in some way, not to sound corny. I do want to say, be cautious of any drama. Venus in retrograde, a lot of the times, it can bring drama. And, it's going to be triggering or kind of lighting up your 12th house anyway, because Venus is the ruler of your 12th house. And Venus is also the ruler of your 7th house. And so there can be drama in relationships, which could also bring back up some things from the past. But please understand that, when it comes to the South Node transiting your 12th house, Venus going retrograde in your 10th, Venus ruling your 12th house, I really feel like this trigger with this Venus retrograde is supposed to trigger the South Node. And I said that in my Venus retrograde video. Please make sure that you guys go watch it. But I feel like because the South Node is hitting Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus, whatever this Venus retrograde is going to kick off what it is that we need to be letting go of, or what it is that we need to reevaluate so we can fully let go of what the South Node is asking us to let go of. And so if there's any drama in relationships, if there's any professional relationships that are creating drama where you feel like you've just kind of taken a back seat with things, I think that you are trying to get out of this negative mindset. I don't think that you want to focus on that. I don't think that you want to focus on the drama. I think that you're more focused on being stable. And then there's the moon. The moon and the 4 of Swords. I mean, this is really classic, like 12th house. I think that you're focusing on your fears. I think that you're focusing on any emotions that you have buried, mental issues, whatever it may be that you're getting ready to let go of, so you can focus on other things that really need your time and your energy right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 6 of Swords. So that's interesting because we have the Death in reverse. So once again, this is telling me Page of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. This is really making me feel like, because you guys are also having a full moon happening in your 4th house of your childhood, your family, home and family. And so I'm wondering if there's something going on where you're finally able to let go or release some kind of emotional attachment that's no longer serving you anymore when it comes to your childhood, when it comes to you. I really need you guys to be very cautious of your thought life, to be honest, for the rest of the year, because Pluto's going to be retrograde in your 3rd house. And this is about you and your thoughts, the thoughts that you are creating inside of your head. And so I need you guys to really be cautious when it comes to your thought life, because Pluto is the archetype of you. So whatever Pluto's doing is what you're doing. And especially if you're a Scorpio rising with it transiting your 3rd house, you have to be cautious of the thoughts that you're keeping and make sure that they're not keeping you. Okay. The 5 of Cups in reverse. Love this. Ace of Pentacles, the Fool. So whatever you're finally releasing, whatever you're finally letting go of is giving you a brand new opportunity with something else. So if you're finally letting go of these self-sabotaging behaviors by implementing some kind of new routine that is allowing you to, do better in your career or whatever it is, it's like, there it is. Like, that's your nugget. You know what I mean? And so whatever it is that you're finally releasing, you could have felt like was delayed for a very long time, especially when it comes to money, etc. But it's like, it's almost like, I want to say you can breathe again, or you finally feel this release where you can actually have this new beginning and let go of whatever's been holding you back. You have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I told you. Knight of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. So this is about what does Scorpio want? What does Scorpio want in regards to Scorpio's career? What does Scorpio value when it comes to how they're seen out in the world? You know, your reputation. Are you caring too much about what people think? You know, Venus in the 10th house can sometimes do that. Venus can sometimes talk about, people-pleasing behaviors. And with Venus going retrograde in your 10th house, it's kind of asking you, do you care too much about what other people think of you? Is that your self-sabotaging behavior? You know, is it a relationship that's screwing up your career? Like, what is it? You know? Because Venus also rules your 7th house. So this is really about reevaluating what it is that you want and you need in regards to you on an individual level. And I think that what it is that you're doing is you're actually going after passion projects, things that you want, etc., that pleases you. 8 of Pentacles on the 2 of Wands. Okay, 8 of Cups in reverse, the 5 of Pentacles. I'm kind of wondering, especially with Chiron and the North Node transiting through your 6th house, I'm kind of wondering if there's maybe some debts that you're needing to clear out, right? Just like some side notes, some debts that you're trying to clear out or something like that before you kind of take this leap in regards to something that you're working on. Now, keep in mind, you guys do have Jupiter that's transiting your 7th house. So I feel like there could be some kind of partner that could end up being very beneficial for you in some way. So keep that in mind. And Uranus. So Uranus is transiting your 7th house of partnership. So I feel like there could be somebody that you're actually partnering up with in some way. Could even be a family member for some of you, with Uranus representing your 4th house of home and family, and even maybe even somebody from your childhood. Okay. Or there could be somebody that you end up working with who ends up kind of healing you in some way, or healing your emotions in some way. But it kind of could come out of nowhere, or maybe come out of the blue in some way. It could even be like a friend, I'm wondering, because you are having Mercury that's going to be retrograding your 11th house of friendships, groups, communities that you're a part of, etc. And so I'm wondering if there's like a partner or a friend or an old childhood friend or something like that that is going to be kind of coming back into your life to help reignite your career in some way. All right, thank you, Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Keep in mind, if you're just watching for the tarot, you can watch any placement in regards to your sign. If you are solely watching for astrology and you are more interested in astrology, then you are going to need to watch for your rising sign, okay? Because that's going to be the most accurate. All right. Sagittarius. Tell me about Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Make sure that you book with me on www.brattytarot.com. You can also look under Super Chat rules on my website if you don't know how Super Chat questions work, okay? Show me at Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Last shuffle. Lori's a Sagittarius rising. Where's my damn lip chap? It's actually a serum. It's called, see it, Got That Pillow Pout. And it's by Be Fresh Overnight Lip Serum. Very vanilla, but I wear it all the time. Wow, that's weird. How to navigate your social media after divorce? What do you mean? I'm sorry I'm sorry about your divorce, by the way. I've never been married, thank God. It's another crap I gotta deal with. Because I would have definitely been divorced if I was going to marry the person I thought I was. Oh, you know what? Let me shut that frickin' door. All right. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the tarot, Rising for the astrology. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess, the Lovers in reverse, the Six of Wands, and the King of Cups. Okay. The Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Speaking of divorce, I don't want to say you're going to get divorced, but there could be like something that's established in your life, whether it's a business, a relationship, whatever, that just didn't work out, and it could kind of hurt you, like under the surface. Page of Wands in reverse makes me feel like you're kind of delaying something, or you're holding off on saying something, or you're holding off on doing something for whatever reason. High Priestess tells me you're listening to your intuition, and there's something that you just don't trust. You could feel like there's somebody who's cheating on you, okay? I hate to say that. I don't want to say that, but it could like feel like that, okay? Or there could be something around that. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, okay? But I'm just saying for the tarot alone, okay? I'm kind of wondering if it's not that, it could just be that you're having kind of like a hard time making a decision because there's a fear that something won't work out or something actually isn't working out, and so you don't really know how to like go forth, okay? Six of Wands with the King of Cups. There could be somebody who's giving you a lot of attention, somebody who's very in love with you, or if the Six of Wands has nothing to do with the King of Cups, it just could be you having a lot of success in regards to something. You know, Mars is going through your 10th house. Mercury is going through your 10th house. This is all career stuff. You know, for some of you, This could be you like reevaluating your career or something like that, feeling like maybe you have to let go of a career, or thinking, God, is this really what I want? Venus is going retrograde in your ninth. It's like you're reevaluating, a marriage that you're a part of, or you're reevaluating a marriage that you were a part of, and like, oh my God, it's like there's something about like your values or your spiritual beliefs or your philosophy that you're kind of reevaluating, especially because it's going to be tied to your self-worth and your self-value. Venus can represent that. There could be some like unexpected expenses that come up in regards to health or travel. So keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Page of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. The Two of Swords. Can I get another one? There's the travel card again. The Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords? The Eight of Cups in reverse. It feels like there's something that you are having to delay, especially with this full moon in Aquarius. It's happening in your third house of like skill set, or short distance travel. There's something that you're having to finish up, or that you are finishing up in regards to documents, or in regards to a skill set. Like there's something that you're finishing up. It almost feels like travel. Like, I don't know if you guys are needing to delay some form of like foreign travel or super long distance travel, or there may be something related to long distance travel where it's like you're closing out something. But because you have to close this other thing out first, it feels like something else is like being sacrificed. I'm not saying like in a bad way necessarily. It doesn't look terrible, but it feels like there's something that you're very determined to learn or to begin. But at the same time, with that Two of Swords and the Five of Swords, it makes me feel like you're confused about it in some way. The Death card and the Ten of Wands in reverse. It almost just feels like you're finally making a decision. Like it feels like you're stuck between two things, or you were stuck between two things for a long time, where you were putting off making some form of decision. And now it feels like you're actually solidifying it, and you're learning what it is that you need to learn. You're getting all your I's dotted, and you're having all of your T's crossed in regards to whatever this is that you're currently pursuing. But it feels like you need an extra document, or in order to pursue whatever this higher education is, you needed to finish this one course or this like there's something about that. Maybe you are moving to a faraway place and you have to get your like car like relocated there, and you need to call the, it's like something weird like that. There's something that you're finally done with. Once again, I'm feeling like this is more so like the full moon in Aquarius that's happening on the 1st. It makes me feel like because of whatever this is that you're finally completing, it feels like there was like a monkey on your back that you can finally get rid of, or you can finally release in some way. I feel like there's a place that you're revisiting that you've been to before, especially with Venus going retrograde in your 9th house. For some of you, you could be, struck with the travel bug in some way, where you could actually be going on vacation, or you could be moving, or there could be somewhere that you're going, but it's somewhere that you've been before. It feels like it's somewhere that you've been before. There's a lot of energy being put into that as well. So you have the High Priestess here. So let's take a look. Yes, Violet, I am. Thank you for asking. The Fool in reverse and the Ace of Swords. I'm really wondering, it's interesting because something is telling you not to do it. And I'm not talking about this specifically, but there's something with the High Priestess, Virgo 22, thank you so much for the super chat question. There's something that you intuitively understand that you're very clear about that's making you not want to take a leap of faith with something. What is it? The Nine of Swords. Okay. So really at the end of the day, to be completely honest with you, Sagittarius, this could just be you simply getting in your own way and realizing how you've delayed your own progress because you get too much in your head about things, or you start to worry about things, or whatever the case is. But it feels like you are like, okay, I know that this is just in my head. I know I'm freaking out because this is what I do, right? And I'm not saying you guys are like psychotic or anything like that, although they do call you the Sagittarius. But it feels like you are realizing, or you're understanding, that the reason why you're too afraid to take the leap is because you get in your own way, or you get in your own head sometimes. And sometimes we can do that, you know. I feel like that's pretty much it. I don't feel like it needs to be looked into anymore. The Hermit in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles, it's something that you already know. I feel like whatever time you've taken out by yourself, or you've taken for yourself, I think that it's actually given you a lot of insight in regards to the decisions that you need to make, and who you are, and your self-worth and self-value. And I feel like you just want to have fun. I feel like you just want to have a good time. You know what I mean? The Lovers in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Wow. So that's interesting because I remember that showed up at the bottom of the deck before. It feels like you are having a hard time making a decision about a relationship. Violet Eva, thank you so much for the super chat question. Because of some form of heartbreak. Tell me about that Three of Swords. The Ten of Cups in reverse. Oof. Six of Swords and the Three of Cups. Wow. Okay. Can I be honest? It feels like you're choosing money over love. Okay. Now, you know, you guys are having Pluto retrograde in your second house of your self-worth, your self-value, and also the money that you're making. So the way that you're also making money could be changing, but I'm also kind of wondering, with this Mercury going retrograde in your 10th house, Mercury being the ruler of your 7th, I'm wondering if you've been reevaluating your relationships. But I feel like you reevaluating your relationships or business partnerships or whatever it may be is somehow causing you to put more energy into your career in some way. And so it's kind of making me feel like there's a bigger focus on your career and the money that you're making and kind of how you're making it. And it feels like you are... Now, if you're in a relationship, okay, I'm not saying that you're like breaking up, although that can happen during Venus retrograde and stuff like that. We're thinking about past loves. We're thinking about where we messed up. We're thinking about our self-worth, our self-value. We're thinking about money. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I definitely think that there's a huge focus on your career and the relationships that you have in your career. And, you know, who are you benefiting from when it comes to your career, how you're seen out in the world? Are there people that are hurting your reputation? You know, are those people beneficial to be around, especially with so much determination that you're going to be taking in regards to your career? And also, I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to be implementing a lot of your creativity into your career. You know, Mars rules your 5th house. You know, Mars can talk about your creativity. Maybe for some of you, you're trying to start your own business in some way, or you're trying to implement that. And I feel like there's a lot of healing around that as well. And there's going to be a big focus on children and having fun as well. And so I think that you guys are more so focused on like, I want to have fun. I don't want to worry about this past stuff anymore. You know, there's a lot of healing maybe in regards to you and a child and around you being able to enjoy your life more and getting out of your own way and not focusing on those old relationships or the business that didn't work or the friendship that didn't work or whatever it may be. Okay. Especially because you're letting go of have the South Node transit in your 11th house of friendships, groups, communities that you're a part of, etc. And so there's a less focus on everybody else and a more focus on like, okay, what does Sagittarius want? Yeah, because look, the Three of Cups and the Six of Swords. Some of you are moving away from friends with the South Node in the 11th, and then we have the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups, and the Six of Swords can talk about moving on, and the Three of Cups can talk about friendships. So maybe, you know, maybe it's not something you necessarily want to do. Maybe you feel like you have to. The Six of Wands and the World. Yeah, I feel like there's something that you're completing. Like, it feels like there's something that you're completing in regards to a skill set, in regards to something that you're trying to accomplish with work. It feels like you're finally completing something with work. It seems like you're getting a lot of accolades. The Chariot here with the moon in reverse. It's like you're letting go of all the fear. You're going for it. I just feel like you're really going for something. The King of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so, I mean, you could have somebody who's in love with you that's coming back from the past with that King of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles in reverse, but it feels like there's going to be a fight, or there's going to be an argument, or there's going to be some kind of conflict of some sort. I feel like this person is like giving you a piece of their mind, or like trying to offer you something, and for some reason it causes some form of conflict. Why? The Queen of Pentacles. Is it like another woman? Another woman or another man? Or you feel like this person actually doesn't value you in some way? King of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, this is interesting. You may feel like this person just wants you for illegitimate reasons. House 11. So house 11, that's interesting because that's your advice. I kind of want to say focus on friendships, like new friendships though. Friendships and relationships that are going to serve your higher purpose, kind of like I was talking about before, like in regards to your biggest dreams and your biggest goals and your aspirations now. For a lot of you, keep in mind that, like I said, the North Node is going to be transiting your 5th house. So this is going to be more so about like what you want on an individual level, and I feel like you're going to be going for it, especially with Mars in your 10th house and Mars being the ruler of your 5th house. So whatever it is that you're putting energy to, I feel like there's going to be a bit of creativity around it, or there's going to be something where it's going to be like what you want and not what like your friends think or what everybody else thinks. It's like what you want, you know. So thank you, Sag and Sag rising. You too, Sal. Let's look at Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot, and Capricorn risings for the astrology, okay? Cappies, I know y'all are tired with Pluto in your sign for so long. Poor babies. All right, let's see. Show me Capricorn and Capricorn risings. Hey, Nina, good to see you. Show me Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, please. Oh, I love that, Gabby. Good. Glad to hear it. Thanks, Mira. Last shuffle, please. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, okay. The Knight of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Two of Wands in reverse, and the Eight of Wands, okay. Well, some of you are definitely getting the travel bug, especially with Mars and Mercury transiting through your 9th house of travel, higher learning, higher education, but it can be travel, especially with that Eight of Wands there. I'm seeing Mercury going retrograde in your 9th can also talk about revisiting an old spiritual belief, a philosophy, etc. Do these things suit me anymore? It can also talk about you going back to somewhere that you've been before. And with the world there, I'm wondering if you are traveling, okay? Cautious of your finances. I'm going to say that with everybody during Venus retrograde. Don't go blowing a bunch of money, especially with these squares to especially with the squares to Uranus, okay? You could end up realizing, oh my God, I spent too much money. Why did I do that? Blah, blah, blah. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I don't really like that. I think it could just be with Jupiter because Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter is transiting your 5th house of love, romance, etc. And so I'm wondering if for some of you, it's just somebody coming back from the past. You know, it could just be something that is that simple. You know, you could run into this person in your local neighborhood or a bar or a pub that you frequent because Jupiter rules your 3rd house of your local neighborhood. So it definitely could be something like that. The Knight of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse makes me feel like you're really not taking a lot of action. It feels like you're very focused on the past, I want to say. You know, Pluto going retrograde in your sign, Mercury going retrograde in your 9th house, Venus going retrograde in your 8th house, Chiron going retrograde in your 4th, Saturn and Neptune going retrograde in your 3rd. I'm wondering if this is just like a lot of focusing so much on the past and having so much reevaluation that it's like you're not really doing anything at all. The 2 of Wands in reverse and the 8 of Wands makes me feel like you're being very cautious about something. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be cautious, but don't be so cautious to the point that it's debilitating. You know, we need to be cautious during retrogrades. It doesn't mean that we can't do things. It just means that we have to take precaution. And so I feel like maybe that is kind of what you're doing. Be careful of like any car trouble as well. You know, with Saturn going retrograde in the 11th, maybe needing to kind of take a look at your car a little bit more or something like that. 3rd house can represent vehicles. The Strength in reverse, I don't like that. You know, the sun is also in your 8th house, Jupiter in your 5th. I'm wondering if like a partner is coming back from the past, somebody that you used to have sex with in some way that is kind of helping you like regain some form of confidence, but it's not showing up in the right way. It kind of makes me feel like with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Strength, the 9 of Cups, 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's interesting because it's making me feel like this isn't giving you any new information. It makes me feel like somebody coming back from the past, not saying it has to be all bad, but it makes me feel like maybe you are having sex with this person again, you know, which is like, hey, do your thing. I'm not here to tell you who you can and can't have sex with. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest, okay? It ain't me, right? You wish. No, I'm just kidding. But it feels like you are trying to regain some form of confidence through this like karmic connection that you have with another person, and it could be through like going out and getting drunk, but I feel like it's more like having sex or something like that, or some kind of physical intimacy, and it's like you are doing it. Like with that 2 of Swords in reverse and the 9 of Cups, it really makes me feel like I'm doing this. I don't give a look, you know, kind of makes me feel like it's something like that. But it makes me also feel like it is just to simply fill some kind of void. And it's like, you've done this. You've done this a million times with this person, either in this life or in another, you know? Yeah, and there's the 3 of Cups, you know? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am vibes. Let's see. And flip this if you guys need to, okay? Keep in mind, this is, you know, just saying. Knight of Wands in reverse in the sun. So like I said, it's literally like I said. It's literally like I said, you know, the Knight of Wands in reverse is somebody who will, I'm so dead, Aaron. It's somebody who will, it's kind of like the Queen of Wands in reverse, but a little more silly. Knight of Wands in reverse is, very inconsistent. It's somebody that's trying to get your attention so that way they can feel more confident. And because you have the Sun card here, and the Sun is going to be transiting your 8th house, and then you're going to have Jupiter and Uranus happening in your 5th, you know, Venus in your 8th, going retrograde, somebody from the past, somebody you used to have sex with, going to be squaring Jupiter, going to be squaring Uranus. Be careful on how much money you're spending on a partner, or for some of you, you're spending somebody else's money. And it could end up causing some ruckus or some issues. You could be also trying to get attention through sexual means, basically. Temperance and the 7 of Swords makes me feel like you know that you need a little bit more balance in your life, but there's something that is like an instant gratification for you. And so I just want to say a word of caution. Yes, Courtney, you may. The Knight of Cups in reverse with the Fool in reverse. It's interesting because it's like, you know, it's not like you have any planets going through your 7th house of like committed relationships, right? But you do have a little 8th house and 5th house stuff going on, which is making me feel like the sex is probably great, whatever. But when it comes to like really committing and showing up and being vulnerable, there may be a little bit of an issue with the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Fool in reverse. And with that 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups, okay, making me feel like maybe there are feelings here, but it's not enough for you or something like that. Or maybe you're walking away from even expressing your feelings. You know, Venus retrograde in the eighth house is a feeling house, right? But it's in Leo. So Leo can have what? If we're looking at it in a reversed angle, it can have a lot of pride. It can be very like, I just want attention. It's like, I don't really feel like you're necessarily, it feels like you're not really you're not really laying out like the rose petals and lighting the candles. It doesn't feel like you want that, or it's like you're reevaluating that, or you're confusing sex with intimacy because they're not always one and the same. So I'm kind of wondering if it's like you're willing to have sex, or maybe somebody's willing to have sex with you, but not willing to be emotionally vulnerable. You have the 2 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Cups in reverse. You have the Emperor and the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's a decision that you know that you need to make, and you have some kind of options available to you, but it's like you're too afraid to make the decision. Why is that? The 6 of Swords, because you feel like you have to move on from this. Maybe you're right. I really don't know. You know, with that full moon happening in your second house of self-worth and self-value, I think that you're going to get to this point, okay? Because the full moon's going to last for a while. It's not just one day. And so with a closing, a completion, a culmination happening around your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-value, I'm kind of wondering if you're starting to realize your worth in a situation, and you giving away yourself sexually, or maybe in the ways that you've given away yourself sexually in the past, or in whatever way that may be, too much time, too much energy, caring about what somebody thinks, whatever, is kind of coming to a close. And you may be kind of frolicking around with the floozy only to realize, you know, whether that's a male or a female, only to realize that maybe you deserve an emperor better. But in order to be a vibrational match to an empress or an emperor, you have to become that yourself. You know, you have to become the energy of that. In some way. Does that mean to attract an emperor archetype that you have to be the emperor? No, that means you need to be an empress type, right? Because masculine attracts feminine, feminine attracts masculine. It's like there's something where you're realizing that in order to bring worth into your life, you have to raise yours. The 8 of Wands is here. King of Pentacles in reverse. Man, oh man, oh man. So I want to say be careful with your finances, especially around traveling. Okay, be careful with your finances around traveling. Be careful with spending too much money on a lover of some sort just to find out they've just been using you in some way. All right, just be cautious of that. So, you know, you have water. So this is your advice. It's interesting because earlier I was talking about how you're not really into being vulnerable, and maybe you need to look into that. How maybe there's, or maybe it's a person, but let me focus on this first. If you only want sex, you're not really interested in being vulnerable with the person, then you need to figure out why that is and why maybe you're not quite ready for that. Do you need to focus on other things? Could that be it? Do other things need your attention more so than that? You know, what's your philosophy? What's your belief system? What is aiding you in that direction with Mercury about to go retrograde in your 9th, Mars in your 9th, etc. Also, if it's a person where you feel like they're just showing up for a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, ask yourself, are you honoring your fucking emotions? You know, are you honoring your emotions? I mean, you guys have been going through it. You know, I honestly feel terrible for Capricorn placements. Pluto has been in your sign for the longest freaking time. God, how long has it been? And it's been going retrograde and so you guys are definitely reevaluating some things about you and the way that you're changing, the way that you're showing up, especially with how you're seen out in the world, because Pluto represents your 10th, especially with how you show up in regards to your biggest dreams, aspirations, and also how you show up in the world, friendships, groups, communities that you're a part of, etc. I think that's pretty much it. I kind of just want to say, you know, Capricorn, with that full moon happening in your second house of self-worth and self-value, please make sure that you are not giving away yourself freely and getting nothing in return. It doesn't mean that to give, you have to expect something, but, you know, ask yourself if somebody's using you, or are you using somebody else? And if that's the case, why are you allowing them to use you, and where is that coming from? Or if you're doing that to somebody else, ask yourself why you need to do that to somebody else. You know, it's like whichever end of the stick you're on. Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat question. Okay, let's go ahead and do, what's up, Exquisite? Let's go ahead and do Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. So for the astrology, make sure you're looking for your rising sign. For the tarot, you can look at all of them. Or Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter placements. So let's see. Last shuffle. Thank you, Rick. Ace of Wands in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. Temperance. Okay, the Death card. And the World in reverse. This is really making me think of Pluto retrograde that's happening in your 12th. You know, Pluto kind of touched on your first house there for a while. It touched your sign, touched down in your sign for a small time. And then it started going right back into your 12th house of mental health, addictions, self-sabotaging behaviors, dreams, bedroom pleasures, etc. But, you know, this is really making me feel like there's something that you're kind of reevaluating in regards to the way that you have sabotaged you, in regards to your mental wellness. I think that, you know, honestly, for a lot of you, you could be working from home at this time. You know, there could be something where maybe you are kind of taking a break from putting the foot on the gas when it comes to making money and the hustle and bustle, etc., especially with Pluto transiting your 12th house and Pluto representing your 10th house of career, Saturn retrograde in your second. It's like, I feel like you're kind of putting on the brakes. Ace of Wands in reverse. Does this mean that you've quit your job? No, I'm not saying that. Does that mean that you've, you know, given up the entirety of your career? No, I'm not saying that. I just think that there are things that you're kind of dealing with behind the scenes that you're changing, you're letting go of, trying to kind of take your power back in some way. That's what that feels like. Full moon in your first house of self, Uranus being in your fourth house. This really makes me feel like you just want to be alone. That's what this feels like. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be like that for the entirety of August, but there's definitely something, there's like a vibe here where you are really trying to find your peace. You don't want to play the games. You don't want the hustle and bustle. You don't want the mental noise. It feels like there are some things, like, I almost feel like you got beef with yourself. That's what it feels like. Like, I'm not saying that you have a problem with you, but there's something that you kind of put on the back burner, or there's something that you didn't want to pay attention to, you didn't want to look at, and I feel like you're dealing with it now too, because it feels like you're seeing the reality of a situation, and so it's helping you kind of let go. I want to take a look at that Ace of Wands. High Priestess is 12th house, the Ten of Swords. Whew. Man, yeah, I feel like you are the one that's putting an end to something. God damn, sorry, you guys. These cards are just flipping out like crazy. I feel like with the moon, Leela, I feel like with the moon in your first house, I think that you are the one that's ending something. Like, you are ending something. It could be something in regards to a family member. Some of you could be closing on a home, or for some of you just want time alone, especially Venus retrograde in your 7th house, the sun in your 7th house, a lot of energy around a relationship or a revisitation of some kind of relationship or a business partnership or something like that. But for some reason, it feels like it's just a disturbance to your peace. Because Venus is going to square Jupiter, but that's neither here nor there. Venus is also going to square Uranus, and it could feel like something is disrupting your peace. And so I feel like Ace of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess, Ten of Swords, the Fool. You could be putting something off because you feel like a person has betrayed you or is betraying you, or somebody comes back from the past and you're like, no. You know, it could be something like that. I think that you are... I don't want to say letting bygones be bygones, but I don't think that you're going to worry about it. Feels like you're just kind of taken off into the... It reminds me of my grandfather. Thank you so much for the super chat question. It reminds me of my grandfather. His dad didn't want him, right? And I'm not saying like this is what it is, but for some reason he just popped in my mind. He's a Capricorn. He was a Capricorn. But it reminded me of... because my grandfather's mother died giving birth to him, and so his father hated him and sent him off to go live with his aunt and uncle, and then they hated him because of it, and so they gave him like a couple of bucks or whatever when he was really young and gave him a horse, and he just went from farm to farm at 8 years old and just like, he was like, fuck it, I don't care, bye, right? It became like a bull rider, and he ended up working for John Wayne. I got a picture of it. It was really cool, and that's what it feels like. It feels like you're right. You're like, all right, well, fuck you, you know? And it just feels like you are riding horseback, cross country, you know, metaphorically speaking, just doing your own thing. And like, you're not afraid to do it. You're not even worried about it. God, all these cards always want to fall like this, and it really drives me crazy. Show me that Five of Swords. The Hierophant, sticking to your guns. You know, it's interesting to me because Venus does rule your 4th house of home, family, your peace, your comfort, right? And I don't think that you're playing about that this month. With the Five of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant, I really don't think that you're playing about your peace or your self-worth or your self-value. I think you want to work smarter, not harder when it comes to everything at this point, you know? And I think that you are willing to let go of people, places, things, whatever it may be that is disturbing your peace in some way. I think that you've learned a lot. I just don't think you're talking about it. It feels like you are learning something in silence, like you're gaining some form of knowledge that you have an understanding about. And that's why you are feeling this way. Aqua Baby, thank you so much for that super chat. So let's look at that Temperance. The Page of Swords in reverse. Why is the Page of Swords in reverse? The Two of Swords. So I would like to say something. I think that you are avoiding something because you're assuming something. Page of Swords in reverse is somebody who is kind of assuming something, okay, about a person, about a place, about a thing, whatever it may be, and it's like you're avoiding whatever that is or trying to shut it out, so that way you can have your peace. Let me see. I feel like whatever decisions that you're making right now are not necessarily going to stick, especially when it comes to a person or people or relationships in your life. And they usually don't with Venus retrograde. When we make like financial decisions or when we're making like romantic decisions during a Venus retrograde, they don't always stick. And so I feel like you're finding this temporary peace through an assumption of something, but I feel like you're going to learn something in the long run. You have the Death card here. What's the Death card? All right, well, it gave me 3 cards, so I'm just going to take it. Death, Justice, 10 of Pentacles, the Magician. I mean, this is beautiful energy. I mean, whatever this is that you're finding peace about, it feels like because you're finding that peace and you're allowing it, working on your self-worth, self-value, etc., I feel like things are changing for you in a positive direction. I think that you're finding more balance in your life, which I think is what you want. You're focusing on the things or the relationships or the business or whatever, the things that you already have established. And with that Magician there, I feel like you have the intent on making things happen. Now, what's interesting is I see this World in reverse, which is making me feel like whatever you're abandoning or whatever you're leaving behind is kind of returning. The 5 of Wands in reverse. Tell me more. The Star in reverse. The King of Pentacles and the Judgment in reverse. It makes me feel like there may be something, like some kind of unfinished business that you have with a person, and it feels like you don't want anything to do with it. It feels like there's no healing around it, there's no hope around it, and it feels like there's no reconciliation, but it's just like this elephant or this cloud that's kind of hanging over your head for some reason. Let me look at advice. Sextile. So I feel like there's going to be an opportunity of some sort. A sextile is Venusian based, and so it's some kind of positive opportunity that you can take where there's an opportunity for a positive outcome, but it's like you have to take it. It's like the opportunity is probably there for something, but if you just leave it there, nothing can happen. So I don't know what that means for you, okay? Venus, I mean, sextile brings the same energy as Venus. Venus retrograde in your 7th house. It could be a relationship, a business partnership, something from the past. I don't know. All right, so next, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter placements. Specifically for astrology, it will be Pisces risings, okay? Crystal Ball, thank you so much. Hey, Crystal. What do we have for Pisces for August? Make sure that you guys book with me at www.brattytarot.com. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Presley. I really appreciate that. Sorry about that. Oh, God. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. The 4 of Wands. The 10 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Giving up on love, huh? For some of you, especially with Mars transiting your 7th house of one-on-one partnerships, business partnerships, whatever. I feel like it's more intimate, though, with that 9 of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm kind of feeling like you're giving up on something. Like you're giving up on like a person that's just emotionally exhausting you. And you're like, you know what, fuck this. I'm focusing on the bag, you know, especially with the North Node transiting your 2nd house. You know, it's like, now I'm going to focus on the money that I'm making. I'm not going to rely on anybody. I'm not going to rely on you. I'm not going to rely on the government, whatever it may be, a sexual partner, for intimacy, whatever. Queen of Cups in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse. Be careful of like assuming things about a person or assuming things about a situation. It causing you more trust issues than is really necessary. You know, there's definitely something that you're having an emotional issue around. 4 of Wands, 10 of Swords in reverse makes me feel like you may be freeing yourself from something, or you may be trying to finally overcome something that you've been hanging on to for a while. Could be trauma, South Node in the 8th house. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. Whew. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles. Damn, told you you're focusing on your bag. The Four of Cups in reverse. It definitely just feels like, I mean, especially with this Venus going retrograde in your 6th house, you know, that can talk about death. Not death. Oh my God, no. Okay. The 6th house could talk about deaths. Sorry, not trying to scare you there. So with Venus going retrograde in your 6th house, and especially with the sun also transiting your 6th house, this can talk about a big focus on debts, paying off debts. Also, you know, reevaluating your habits, reevaluating your health habits, but this feels more financial and based around work, especially with all this pentacle energy here. Yeah, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Wands in reverse, being very cautious with your finances. I think for a lot of you, you could be rebudgeting as well. North Node, Chiron in your 2nd, you know, healing trauma around money, issues around money, being self-sufficient, especially for the next year and a half. So I kind of feel like with this Venus going retrograde through your 6th, I do feel like you're kind of cleaning up your work situation, focusing a lot more on work to create more income. And also focusing on paying off debts, so that way that can just kind of be behind you. And I feel like this Venus retrograde is going to be the kickoff for this 18-month transit for the South Node in the 8th. So letting go of like relying on somebody else's money, relying on a partner's money, relying on financial institutions or loans or credit cards or whatever it may be, and reevaluating things and paying off debts and even rebudgeting, so that way you can focus more on being self-reliant. So I feel like there's going to be a big focus on that, and I feel like that's what this is about. Tell me about that Queen of Cups in reverse, the Temperance energy. I feel like needing to find balance in regards to your emotional life, in regards to, you know, Mercury is going retrograde. And that rules your 4th house. And so I feel like with Mercury going retrograde, I feel like there's going to be a lot around reevaluating what it is that makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel safe. Mercury is going to be going retrograde in your 7th house of relationships. And so I feel like there could be a relationship that you're currently reevaluating, or a past relationship that you're going to be reevaluating, where you're going to be realizing, okay, what is it that I need in order to feel more comfortable in my life? I feel like with the South Node going into Libra, this is about you actually letting go of the things that are not keeping you aligned or are not keeping you in balance. And if that's in regards to like some kind of negative emotional attachment that you have towards someone, or a past relationship or a current person, I feel like you're going to be realizing that. Yeah, King of Swords in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse. You could feel like you're with somebody, or you've been with people who are like narcissistic types or gaslighters, you know, mental manipulators, things like that. Page of Swords in reverse. The Hierophant and the Lovers. Okay, I almost am getting like a naive energy from this. I'm over here like, oh, you're working on your trust issues, blah, blah. And then I'm like, but don't be naive, you know, but don't. You know, this is interesting to me, you know, Venus going retrograde. I kind of want to say, you know, Venus and Leo can be very like idealizing somebody, putting somebody on a very, very high pedestal. I've dated a Venus and Leo before, and it was cool. But they, you know, Venus and Leo can sometimes put somebody so high and create this like facade of a person, and then like they drop down to the floor and it's like it's all in shambles. So I kind of want to say, make sure that you are seeing relationships for what they are instead of what you want. Making sure as well that whatever relationships that you're allowing to be a part of your life or that you're getting into, make sure that they align with your morals and make sure that they align with your values. I mean, the Page of Swords is Mercury because it's Gemini. The Lovers is Mercury because it's Gemini. Gemini rules your 4th house. Does this make you feel safe? Ask yourself, does this make you feel safe? Does this make me feel safe? Does this make me feel comfortable? I kind of want to say ask questions. You know, Taurus rules your 3rd house of communication, and Gemini is all about communication. So I want to say, like, getting into a partnership, or even if you are in a partnership, like, ask questions, you know? Queens ask questions, honey. Kings ask questions. You want to know about a person, let them tell you who they are, you know? Things that come out of a person's mouth, it can tell you who they are, but it's more so their actions, right? So, you know, just like be woke, you know, I hate using that word, honestly, but With the Nine of Pentacles here and the Judgment here, I mean, this is really about knowing your self-worth and self-value and only making decisions or accepting things into your life that feel good to you, that make you feel safe, you know? Don't want to let a wolf inside of your door, you know what I mean? The Four of Wands is here with the Two of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess. It almost feels like with this moon happening in your 12th house, I almost feel like you are revealing something to a relative. Like something to a relative or to a coworker or something like that. It's like there's something that you're finally revealing, possibly about a relationship or something financially or something about family, where it's like some secret that you're exposing or something that you are releasing is making you feel free, like is giving you some form of spiritual freedom. Even if you're just like talking about something, it's like making you feel better. You know, maybe you're talking to a therapist, you know, maybe you're finally deciding, you know, full moon in the 12th house, you know what? No, I want to do this healing. I want to speak to a therapist. I want to talk to somebody, you know, it could be something like that. Ten of Swords in reverse, the Hangman in reverse. So, you know, the Hangman can talk about like 12th house stuff. So like sacrifice, mental health, addictions, etc. Full moon happening in your 12th. I'm kind of wondering if it's something like that. Especially South Node transiting your 8th house, a lot of healing, a lot of letting go of like traumas and things like that. And, you know, secrets even. Amy Wolf, thank you so much for that super chat question. Eight of Pentacles really makes me feel like you are focusing on 6th house matters. You are focusing on your work. You're focusing on rebudgeting. You're focusing on paying off debts and things of that nature. Anything else? I feel like whatever conversation that you do have in regards to your healing, I feel like it's going to be very beneficial for you. King of Wands, the Star in reverse. I'm almost feeling like there's somebody that you're looking at where you just feel like there's no more hope. And so you're realizing, I just need to let this go. So yeah, house 2, interesting. Venus going retrograde. Venus is the natural ruler of house 2 because it is a natural Taurus house. Yes, I know that Taurus rules your 3rd. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. House 2 can talk about self-worth, self-value, focusing on being more independent, focusing on being self-sufficient. That is your key to freedom, is being more self-sufficient. I'm not just talking about financially, although that will absolutely be a thing. But it's also about not needing somebody else to fucking validate you, you know, knowing that you hold all of the value that you need within you and making sure that you raise that by 10, you know, Chiron going retrograde in your 2nd house. You need to reevaluate these wounds around your self-worth and self-value and how maybe you have sabotaged yourself in some way. Full moon in the 12th, where you have sabotaged yourself in some way. And now you're needing to kind of let go of relying on other people's validation, relying on other people in general, relying on other people's finances, etc., and focusing on you and how you can build yourself up. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. To book a tarot reading with me, you can visit www.brattystarot.com. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not. I am now going to use the restroom real quick, and then I am going to do super chat questions. So if you did have a super chat question, make sure that you either wait around or you can wait for Rick to do the timestamps in a little bit, okay? And come back. Let me just open this up real quick. Keep in mind, I'm also answering the super chat questions from the previous video that did not work, okay? Oh, you are so welcome, Amy. All right, guys, let me just use the restroom really quick. I have to pee so bad, okay? Give me a second. Alrighty. All right. We are back. Let me go ahead and shuffle real quick. What's up, Lace? How are you? Thank you. Two more shuffles. Hello, Rob. Alrighty. Shireen. So this is Shireen S, and this is from the last live stream that never got answered because it shut down on me. Hi, Bratty. How does Aqua J feel about me? Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. He could feel like there's a missed opportunity between the two of you, or there will be if the two of you don't make a decision on something, or if he doesn't, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, I feel like he wants to emotionally work on this, and I feel like he's willing to kind of put in the effort, or maybe he wants you to put in more of an effort. That's what it feels like. Thank you, Shireen. Second question from Shireen. Hello, Jazzy. How are you? His next actions. The King of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. There may be something that he does to kind of trigger you in some way, or even purposely trigger you in some way. This could be like if you guys go out or you guys go and do something, be cautious that he's not like doing something like trying to make you jealous, or he's trying to get you to buy all of his drinks, or something like that. If he does try to like enter a relationship with you or continue the relationship, be cautious that there aren't like ulterior motives with that King of Pentacles in reverse, which can sometimes talk about somebody who is trying to use somebody else for something. So just be a little cautious of that, because it could end up being very mentally triggering for you. If it's not about him using you, then it's about him being a little stubborn when it comes to actually like going full blown in, or full blown committing to something. Let's see. Violet Eva. Hello, Bratty. Did my partner sleep with Amber? I'm feeling like he had the intention to, with the Magician there. But with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Swords, I'm feeling like maybe he didn't go through with it, or did not pursue it. maybe saw the reality of a situation and thought, okay, I need to practice some form of indifference, or I need to think about things. Because the Magician isn't necessarily doing it, but it's like an intent to do something. And then with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, we should talk about a pissed off woman, insecure woman, angry woman. Six of Swords tells me that he may have just moved on from it. R.A., thank you so much for the super chat question. Violet Eva, what does my partner really want out of a relationship? I'm a Leo. He's an Aries. Thank you. Attention. I feel like this is somebody who has some kind of unresolved wounds around not having validation and wants that. Wants true love, may have not got, Ten of Cups, that emotional support from when he was a child or something. I do feel like there's a genuine relationship that he wants. Page of Cups, I feel like he needs you to heal his inner child in some way, but I do feel like he wants a genuine relationship. Wagos, how does my boss, Martin Taylor, feel about me and my work? What's his assessment of me? Lately, he's annoyed and irritated. Is he feeling I'm inadequate? No. Knight of Wands, the Hangman in reverse. He may feel like you need to make more sacrifices in some way, or he may feel like you don't do enough. Knight of Wands is like, Knight of Wands isn't necessarily like a hard worker. That would be a little more like Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Wands is like, woo, we're having fun, or yeah, this is cool, but it's not like, I'm not super dedicated. So that's his opinion. Thank you, RA, for the super chat. Zaza, hey Bratty, what is Mike not telling me? The Queen of Wands. If you feel like there is another person around and you feel like that's a possibility, then that is absolutely a possibility. If there is not a person around and you know that, this is somebody who finds you very attractive, sexy, spicy, somebody who's outgoing. Two of Cups in reverse. The Two of Cups in reverse makes me feel like there's maybe a misunderstanding when it comes to emotions, or maybe not feeling connected emotionally, but being very sexually attracted. Karmic Karen, anything for love, 8/26 in August, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and rising here. Okay. Wait, what is that? I can't see. Oh, Virgo. Okay, let me see here. The Nine of Pentacles for you and the Strength in reverse. It doesn't really feel like love. It feels more so like you're just focusing on the things that are making you feel comfortable. I feel like you're looking good in the month of August. With that Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you're enjoying yourself, spending a little bit of money, having a good time, You're just kind of chilling. You're looking good, feeling good, smelling good. But when it comes to the Strength in reverse there, this is kind of making me feel like if you're a Virgo rising, then that means you're going to be having Venus in Leo going retrograde in your 12th house. This makes me feel like you're spending a lot more time alone, especially because the Nine of Pentacles is more of like a alone card, like a solo dolo energy. You can attract people, but I feel like you're kind of trying to increase your confidence is what you're doing, but it feels like you're doing it more so behind the scenes. However you're doing that. I don't know, maybe you're taking bubble baths and writing into your journal. I don't know. Nicole, how does so-and-so feel about me currently? The Tower in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. This person's like terrified of you or something, or this person is afraid to like step on any toes or piss you off, or it doesn't want to see something crumbling. This is somebody who's kind of walking on eggshells for some reason. Like not making a decision. Kind of like playing his cards close to the chest. Day Bar, hi love. What was the reason for Scorpio connection? I'm Sagittarius in separation of Scorpio. Big sis advice needed. Okay. Eight of Wands, the Moon in reverse. There were some feelings or some fears that you may have been harboring for a long time, or some kind of triggers that this person had triggered in you. This is a sense of you kind of figuring that out or exploring what that means. Those fears, those inconsistencies, those emotions that you've been harboring, and to overcome them by either talking about them, writing about them, or discovering some new kind of like spiritual belief, or possibly travel. Okay. Let's see. Cassie, I turned 41 Friday. Happy birthday. Advice on what I need to do to make this next year better than the last, please. The Hierophant. So I don't know what your rising sign is, but I would definitely see where Venus is going retrograde in your natal chart. I feel like, especially more so wherever Taurus is, though, with the Hierophant there, I feel like you need to focus on your morals, your values, your spiritual or religious beliefs, whatever it is that you do. Focus on your money is going to be a big one. Kind of sticking to your guns when it comes to what you value and what your values are, especially when it comes to yourself. That 10 of Wands is telling me that there's something in regards to business or the money that you're making, possibly, where it's like it's needing that one last push in order to complete it. The Hermit in reverse, the Three of Swords in reverse. If you've already spent a lot of time alone healing, this may be the time where you need to kind of come out of that and like get over something. Like, I'm not telling you not to process your feelings about something, but you're definitely needing to, if you've already processed your feelings and you had that time, now it's time to put in the work. It's time to go. It's time to put that wisdom to use. It's time to get out there. If you have not taken any time to yourself and you've been pushing too hard, this would be the time to do so. Especially if you feel like, I don't know what's going on in your 12th house because I don't know what your rising sign is, but if you feel like there are some self-sabotaging behaviors, mental issues, something that you've been going through, this may be the time where you actually need to take time to yourself. Three of Wands in reverse and the Five of Wands. Do not entertain drama that is beneath you. If you are entertaining drama, if you are entertaining low vibrational people, you are a match to those people, or you are a match to that situation. So I feel like this is going back to, once again, focusing on, okay, what are my morals? What are my values? What do I need to focus on to have a better life for myself? Let's see. Okay, yeah, so Cassie, if Pluto is going retrograde in your 12th house, that's kind of like exactly what I was telling you about. You know, it's like, what are your self-sabotaging behaviors? Do you need to take some time alone? Because it's like Pluto's about to enter your first house soon, so this is your time now, because you're going to go through a very long transit. Like, what is it, like 20 freaking years? Okay. You're going to go through a very long transit of you and the things that you're going to be reevaluating, things that you're going to be changing about yourself, taking your power back, you know, going through a lot of things and possibly going through a lot of emotional or relationship issues, because Pluto's going to be opposing your 7th house naturally, because it's going to be in your 1st house. So, you know, this is taking that last time, taking that last breath to kind of take your breath, and then now it's time to change you, your appearance, who you are, how you're showing up, etc. So Madison Davis, what's Jack's intentions towards me? Happy Wednesday. Thank you, honey. Knight of Cups, 10 of Swords in reverse. If you guys have had any issues, I feel like he's wanting to let go of that. I feel like he's wanting to overcome that. I feel like he's wanting to sweep you off your feet, kind of thing. If you guys have not really had any endings or issues, I feel like he's trying to brush something off or put something off in the past and offer you something. Let's see. Tabitha Gano. Will I travel? Will I get the new travel job I applied for? Give me a yes or a no. I'm getting like a maybe on that Page of Swords. What would make it a yes? Five of Swords in reverse, Judgment. I want to say answer the phone. I don't know why I heard that. Peng Tae Ja, thank you for the super chat question. I want to say answer the phone. I'm not really sure why I heard that. I feel like they're definitely scoping you out. I think that they're trying to see if like this is what you were meant for in some way. I almost want to say the Five of Swords in reverse is somebody who's not really like pushing too hard. The Judgment is somebody who's just making decisions based around what their personal path is and what they know that is meant for them. So I kind of feel like confidence is also key here for you. So I feel like you absolutely can. I'm kind of wondering if they feel like you have enough experience for something, or if you are as knowledgeable as you think you are, or something like that in regards to the job. Advice for her? Two of Pentacles in reverse. Don't be indecisive is what I want to say. Don't be indecisive. Don't drop the ball on this if you really want it. Let's see. JLK, what are Sean's intentions with me? Hey, beautiful. Hi. What are Sean's intentions with JLK? Ace of Cups in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse. I feel like this person is afraid to tell you something that they want to let go of or that they need forgiveness for or something like that. It feels like this is somebody who is trying to release something from the past or wants you to forgive them or wants to release something from the past, but it feels like they're trying to give themselves like a lot of like self-soothing or a lot of self-love in order to release whatever this is or to let go of any issues between the two of you or issues within him so that way he can move forward with you. Jay, is it JJF 1990? What's next in love for me? The Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil. Be cautious around like coworkers or like having sexual interactions with coworkers of some sort or somebody you're collaborating with or something like that. Like somebody you're working with in some way, not really getting on the same page and then like possibly getting intimate with them and like things just go haywire, okay? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, yikes. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. You could be letting go of a relationship or a dynamic that's not really working for you anymore, especially if it was something that was already established in the past or even is established now. You may be realizing that you kind of have to let go of something because you and another person are just not getting on the same page or it's going to get in the way of your self-worth, self-value, or your money. All right, let's see. Chanel, good morning. No specific question. Whatever comes out. What do you need Chanel to know for August? The Sun, wow, the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups in reverse. The Sun with the Nine of Cups in reverse makes me feel like don't overdo it when it comes to having fun. I'm not saying don't have fun, okay, bitch. Have fun, have a freaking blast, absolutely 120%. But it's kind of saying like don't overdo it because you may end up overdoing it. Six of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Swords. Be careful on spending money on a guy, okay? Six of Pentacles in reverse, especially with the squares with Venus, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus. You may end up blowing a bunch of money out on like a date or going out or something like that and then like end up regretting it. Okay. So I'm just saying like be a little cautious with that and also make sure you're not overdoing it or not overcompensating to gain somebody's love or attention. You know, Venus square Jupiter, Venus square Uranus, and then you end up like regretting that. Nicole Ashley, what does Spirit want me to know? Thanks. Let me see. You have somebody that's pining over you is what I want to say with that King of Wands and the Four of Cups. You could have somebody that's like massively attracted to you, but you may have rejected them or maybe they rejected you. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's something going on. What's that Four of Cups? The Emperor in reverse. I feel like this is somebody who like wants to have their way with you and I'm not really sure what that means, but they're realizing that maybe their behavior in the past or if they were to approach you that way would be inappropriate. So if like someone's trying to, let's say that a guy's trying to get your attention and like he does it in this abrasive way that's just so unattractive and is so like overbearing and it's either like a father figure or a boss or somebody that may have approached you in a negative manner before and maybe they're trying to like change their tune. The Justice. Yeah, I feel like somebody's trying to make something right with you, Nicole. That's what it feels like. S, why do I keep getting mixed signs about my past relationship with M? The Seven of Wands. You're trying to maintain something. You're trying to find closure within yourself. That's why. Because you're still trying to maintain the relationship in your head because you feel like you don't have a full closure about it. That's why. What should I know? Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Fool in reverse tells me like don't waste your time, you know? Don't beat a dead horse. The Fool in reverse is like there's no faith to be had here. Why take a leap? That's kind of what it's giving me. Thank you, S. Misty Williams, why does the Gemini still watch me even after a year of not speaking to me? Three of Cups in reverse. He may want to utilize you as a third party or keep you in the back pocket just in case. I feel like he's dealing with drama or dealing with third parties anyway, to be honest. The Chariot, you know, this may be somebody who's into drama. I mean, Geminis can be that way. You know, no offense, Geminis, I love you. But Geminis can kind of be that way. This could be somebody that, you know, Temperance. What's it? Three Cups in reverse. The Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is somebody who's lied to you about a third party before, or this is somebody who lies to people and gets himself caught in some kind of drama. I think he looks at you like somebody who's maybe fun or determined or something like that. Maybe he feels like, I don't know, watching you brings him some kind of comfort, with the Chariot being Cancerian energy there. He may want to travel to come see you, or like try to like make something work possibly one day. Like, it almost feels like he's keeping you in his back pocket just in case. The Lovers in reverse and the Nine of Wands makes me feel like this isn't someone that's very faithful anyway. You know, like a two-timer of some sort. And he's like going to die on that hill by himself and alone. No, I'm just joking. Davey, what can I expect for August? The Empress in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse. You may have some people that are mad at you, unless this is you, and the Death card. That's interesting. I feel like there's something like a secret that's going to be spilled of some sort, where it could come from a feminine, it could come from a masculine. Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Empress in reverse, could have something to do with finances, could be something in regards to work, but it feels like there's a feminine energy here who feels like they betrayed themselves in some way, or betrayed their own intuition by maybe giving somebody else the benefit of the doubt. I feel like something's definitely changing in regards to whatever dynamic or relationship this is. The Empress in reverse can be somebody who smothers another person, or somebody who gives too much at the expense of herself. And the High Priestess in reverse can be like, secrets coming out, something's coming out. With what? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, somebody who uses another person for status, for money, something of that nature. And so I feel like there's a dynamic going on in regards to that, where a feminine energy feels like she's maybe given too much of herself in some way and betrayed her own conscience or betrayed her own intuition at the expense of herself to benefit another person that ended up that's not even looking at her anyway. Death card makes me feel like there's something that's changing in regards to that, or there's something that's ending in regards to that. Okay. Manny, thank you so much for the $5. No, Mercedes, I did not watch Barbie. I honestly don't have, I don't really have like a desire to watch it. I have a desire to watch Margot Robbie. Okay. But that's it. But I'm not going to like go out and buy a ticket for it, to be honest. Daylene Wands. I'm Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Venus and Scorpio rising. Whatever I need to know for August, love, money, or career. Page of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like you're paying off some debts. That's what it feels like. It feels like you may be paying off some debts, or you need to pay off some debts if you have any. There could be some kind of information that you find out, or that you go seeking out in regards to money. Like, you could feel like you're not budgeting properly, or you could feel like you don't know enough about a financial situation, or about a loan situation, or about whatever it may be. And I feel like you're definitely trying to put in the work to do that. But it feels like there's something more that you need to know, especially with the nodes squaring Pluto, which is your ruler. I'm feeling like there's something that you're needing to do in regards to work, or you're needing to go after. But it feels like there's something that is changing. Like, there's something about like the way that you think about money, or the way that you're communicating, but it feels like something in regards to your thought life that's kind of changing, especially with how you spend money or you go about money. That's what that feels like to me. What's that Page of Pentacles in reverse? The Seven of Swords in reverse. This is about you needing to be smarter when it comes to money. This just seems solely about money, especially with the Pentacle energy here. So it feels like making financial decisions that are essentially going to benefit you. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, maybe your thought life and changing your thought life, South Node going through your 12th house is, you know, releasing self-sabotaging behaviors when it comes to money or something like that. And so I feel like because you are educating yourself in some way, maybe when it comes to finances or possibly needing to do that, I feel like you're able to handle your finances better, or you're able to have more peace because you're handling your finances better, or because you have more knowledge around money. That's what it feels like. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a book, by the way. I started reading it. It's actually really, really good. Let's see. Cassandra Condiff, any love stuff coming towards me in August? Thank you for all that you do, of course. The Six of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups. It makes me feel like there's some kind of like negative emotions or a grudge that you or somebody else is holding. So if this is you like holding on to a grudge, or you focusing on the negativity of the past, I feel like eventually like you're going to start to realize that maybe you deserve more in a situation, and maybe you just start like walking away from that. But I feel like you're kind of looking behind you still. The King of Cups in reverse makes me feel like you have somebody around you that's just kind of telling you whatever it is that you want to hear. I want you to take a look to see where Jupiter is transiting in your chart. I don't know what your rising sign is, because I feel like that's going to be a key to something. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, I don't think that you're believing something anymore, or you're going to realize that something is no longer benefiting you. And I feel like you're going to start letting go of control, while still having control of your thought life and not focusing so much on like past issues. Chibi, good morning, lovely. What's coming in the love department for me? Thank you. What's coming in the love department for Chibi, August 2023? The Page of Wands. You may get like a message or a DM from somebody here, maybe a younger fire sign. Ace of Wands. It could end up being like a very intimate connection. The Strength in reverse. I feel like this person's younger. I feel like they're kind of like a Spitfire, somebody who like, I don't want to say they want a wham, bam, thank you, man, but maybe a little bit. I don't feel like this person is as confident as they come off with that Strength in reverse. Definitely a lot of fire here. Ace of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Cups. It's interesting because I feel like this is somebody who like wants a relationship, but I'm almost wondering if they're actually ready for that. The thing is that they would need to be open and emotionally vulnerable, but it feels like they're more so leading with their sexual prowess, or they're leading with the sexual attraction, but I feel like there's more that may go on. I feel like this is somebody who may be trying to play it super smart when it comes to the relationship, but I feel like you may end up meeting somebody that you could be in a relationship with if you're not in one. Let's see. Oh my God, ouch. Colby Olson. When are we taking over the world on these 2 acres in the woods in Oregon together, Miss Virgo? You're ridiculous. Mimi Aria, what are Emma's feelings towards me? The 4 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups in reverse. Definitely like feeling like she's misunderstood, holding back her emotions, not really willing to take a form of risk for some reason. Like she's not really sure if the reward is worth the risk in some way. She feels like a disconnect from you, or like she doesn't understand you, or vice versa. Vanessa, hey Bratty, please tell me what are the intentions and feelings of the Aries guy towards me. He keeps coming back. Tell me the intentions. Oh. The 3 of Cups, the Hangman in reverse. So to get together, to come together, the Hangman in reverse kind of tells me, I don't know if he's willing to like give a whole bunch and like sacrifice a whole bunch, but he's willing to give a little. 6 of Pentacles. You know, he's willing to be like maybe a little generous with like getting together and like hanging out, like, you know, but I don't know if he's willing to like sacrifice the whole kit and caboodle. You know what I mean? But he's like present. What are his feelings? The High Priestess. The Page of Pentacles. I feel like he doesn't really know, to be completely honest with you. The High Priestess, the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse gives me like, I don't want to say ignorance, because it seems like with the High Priestess there, he's really trying to listen to his intuition, but I feel like he's trying to figure out more information about you, or trying to learn more about you. But once again, I don't feel like he's willing to put in a gallant effort. I feel like he's also there for, you know, for maybe selfish reasons, you know, a little bit. Carefully doesn't use you for money. Like, don't give him money, okay? Not saying he's going to do that. Astrid, should I send birthday greeting for Luke tomorrow's for his birthday? I would say no. I feel like you're just, with the World in reverse and the 9 of Cups in reverse, I feel like you're just opening the door to not get what you want again. What does he want from me as he comes and leaves as he wishes? The Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Wands. Not much, to be honest. The Two of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like he's juggling anyway, and with the Page of Wands there, he might like want like a little flirty convo, but I don't feel like he's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know. So I don't know. I personally wouldn't, but you know, listen to your own intuition. Renegade. Is my Leo husband's ex-wife Taurus trying to break up my marriage to get back on my husband and manipulate family members to turn against me? Probably. Especially if your Leo husband has money or you said they were married before. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I asked like what she's trying to do here, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse can talk about like a missed opportunity. So she may be trying to cause a missed opportunity between the two of you. The Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor makes me feel like she thinks that her life would be better with him, with the Emperor there. Queen of Pentacles, you know, is Taurus. So you're telling me she's a Taurus. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe, you know, Emperor is technically Aries, but I feel like that's your husband. So maybe she feels like her life would be better, or her life would be more financially stable, or, you know, could be something like that. Is my Gemini mother-in-law coaching her? Eight of Wands. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune. Probably. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, and she has a lot of confidence in it as well. I would say yes. I hate to say that because I don't like to fearmonger and stuff like that. But with the Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords in reverse, I feel like your Gemini mother-in-law's got the gift of gab, you know, especially with that Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like she's saying all the right things and she's really not worried about it, to be completely honest. I feel like she's just letting her face fly, just her tongue fly, just letting her mouth flap. Thank you so much, Renegade. Good luck with that, by the way. Moonchild, hey, Bratty, I was just wondering what is next for me in love. I'm a Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon, Venus and Leo and Libra rising. Thank you. Well, with the North Node going through your seventh house of relationships, there's going to be a bigger focus on that, but there's some things that you're needing to let go about yourself, as well, with the South Node transiting your first house. Six of Wands in reverse and the Fool. Needing to seek out validation of some sort, needing to get attention in weird ways that are actually hurting you, that has to go. I feel like there may be somebody now or in the near future, if you're not dealing with anybody, that's not really giving you the attention that you deserve in some way. But I feel like it's somebody you've been dealing with or somebody you've been dealing with now. I feel like there's going to be a point where you are going to have to free fall, where you're going to have to trust fall with the universe, and you're going to have to let go of whatever issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, validation issues, etc., that you've been dealing with. And I feel like maybe then. Virgo 22, hi Bratty, do you see Cancer and I getting into a commitment anytime soon? I don't know how she even feels about me, so like, am I wasting my time? Three of Swords, Queen of Cups. I do feel like there's love here, but for some reason, someone's heartbroken, or I feel like it's mutual love. The Queen of Cups is mutual love, but there's, what's that Three of Swords? The Three of Wands. I feel like you're going to be waiting forever. Why? The Six of Swords in reverse, because she's too focused on the past, or she's having a hard time changing, or she keeps focusing on an ex. Oh, geez. Violet Eva, does my Aries have a baby on the way with another woman? Just give me a yes or a no. No. What does he truly want out of our connection? Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords in reverse. Didn't this show up last for him before? Ace of Swords with the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Death in reverse. I feel like this person likes to make you jealous or likes to trigger you. I think that this is somebody who may want the truth from you, but doesn't always want to deliver or give you the same or offer you the same. if you and this person have a lot of fights or arguments about the past, I feel like he just does not want that. Like if he feels like you argue or you bitch or whatever, like he doesn't want that. But of course, if he's screwing around and you were doing something stupid, then I totally understand. But I feel like he just doesn't want that. Did my Violet Eva, did my Aries late mother truly like me? She thought you were a pain in the ass. She thought you were a pain in the ass. Ten of Wands is like, oh my God. She may have felt like she had done a lot for you, but she may have felt like she had a responsibility to you in some way. When I say pain in the ass, I'm just kind of being silly, but Ten of Wands kind of be like, oh my God, this is a lot to carry. Like she may feel like there is a lot, but with that Eight of Cups in reverse, I'm almost getting like sometimes like a pity or like a feeling empathy in some way, it's almost like she kept trying to help you or wanted to because she felt a responsibility towards you in some way. Was she aware of his infidelity? No. Five of Pentacles, no. No, she was not. Vanessa Williams, hi Bratty, should I leave Leo Manzi alone? What are his intentions? What are his intentions towards Vanessa? Well, he definitely doesn't want to argue. Five of Wands in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse. If there have been any issues between the two of you, he definitely doesn't want to deal with that. If he feels like you're being stubborn or something like that, he doesn't want to deal with that. If he feels like you're dealing with somebody from the past or you're dealing with childhood issues or childhood trauma or whatever it may be, he doesn't want a part of that. I feel like with the Hierophant in reverse, he is a fixed sign. So it's like, he may be one of those people where he tries to push something on you, or it's like it's his way or the highway kind of deal. Okay. Or it may come out that that's kind of how he is. What should she do towards, what should Vanessa do towards the Leo man? With the Eight of Swords, the Tower in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse, it's kind of saying like shit or get off the pot, to be completely honest. But it may be saying like to put on the brakes a little bit, because this may end up causing you more drama than it's worth, or causing a change that you don't necessarily desire at this time. So I feel like the Chariot in reverse is like, okay, kind of needed to pump the brakes a little bit, and stop getting so like stuck on this person, or try not to get in your head about this person, whichever one it may be for you. Leela, hi Bratty, what do I need to know the most in this moment? Thank you. Knight of Cups in reverse. You could have somebody that's jealous, somebody that's trying to let that go, possibly, if this is about another person, with that Knight of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, Hermit in reverse, and the Four of Wands in reverse. There could be somebody who's trying to talk to you in some way, but they could be jealous of you, or jealous of somebody that you're with, or jealous they can't have you, or something like that. And so I'm feeling like there's somebody who hasn't talked to you in a while that may be wanting to reach out in some way, but they could be delaying that because they're pissed off, or because they're moody, or because you have bad blood towards one another. Let me see. S. Hi, Bratty. What's happening next in love? Am I meeting someone soon? Thank you. The Page of Swords, the Five of Swords in reverse, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Two of Swords. I think that you got somebody spying on you online. Like, I don't know if it's somebody new. I don't know if it's somebody old. I'm kind of feeling like it's somebody new with that Page of Swords. But that Five of Swords in reverse, they're not super, like, determined to, like, rush this or get into this or get you or something like that. I think more than anything, there's more of a fear of rejection or an insecurity with the Four of Cups in reverse and the Two of Swords. So it's more like they're just watching you from a distance, but they're avoiding actually reaching out. I think that they're afraid of rejection. That's what I think. Aqua Baby, how does Virgo Sun, Taurus Moon feel about me during no communication? With the Sun, it's like I feel like they're feeling optimistic that you may end up spilling your emotions. The Sun with the Moon in reverse, they're probably feeling pretty confident about themselves, especially if you're dating a Virgo Sun male. The King of Cups, I feel like this is somebody who's still in love with you, or has very strong feelings for you at the least. Somebody who's still willing to fight for this. This could be somebody who's very optimistic about the situation even still. And so I feel like this is somebody, like I said, that is still willing to fight for this. Crystal Ball, General Love. Tell me, August. Page of Cups in reverse. Oh, God. The Magician in reverse. Be careful. I feel like you got somebody that's going to show up that's going to be like playing victim or being in a victim mindset. If that's you, don't do that. Be careful of somebody like trying to emotionally manipulate or something like that. Ew. Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. I want you to be careful with getting distracted when it comes to like work or something. You may have somebody coming in here trying to make you feel bad, trying to play victim, trying to emotionally manipulate you in some way, and it can kind of throw you off track a little bit. If that's not the case when it comes to work, then it could be somebody who comes in, and maybe this is somebody that you've known before, and they're just doing the same shit. It's like it's almost like they're just fishing for sport is what I'm feeling like. Ugh, Nine of Pentacles. God, all these cards are in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Be careful that it doesn't allow you to affect your self-esteem, or make sure that you are not, because there could be somebody here who's playing on your emotions where they feel like you're going to overcompensate in some way in order to appease them, or maybe that's what they think. And so don't like go spending a bunch of money on somebody, or like overcompensating or trying to get their attention or something, because they're gonna play on that, or they're gonna play on your weakness. Amy Wolf, new love and joining together in a business venture. Is this the right path? I feel like you have a little bit of a lack of direction, or you and this person may have a little bit of a lack of direction. I almost want to say like more needs to be discussed. The Devil, I don't know if this is the greatest. I feel like somebody may be acting like they know what they're doing, or acting like they have like a specific direction, but I feel like they're on stuck mode, or there's like a fear here. Give me advice. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Empress in reverse, and the Lovers. This is kind of asking you like, okay, what does your gut say, first of all? And also, like, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, be careful of losing out on a lot of money. With the Empress in reverse, this is somebody who's, like, throwing a bunch of money in on something, or putting in too much, or end up putting in so much work, and then, like, something ends up actually not even working out at all. With the Lovers there, this is telling me that there needs to be some kind of higher self decision that actually needs to be made. So the way that I make higher self decisions is I pretend that one of my daughters comes in and pretends and tells me that they're going through the exact same situation I'm going through, and then they ask me what they should do. That is your answer. Think about the person that you love the most, and if they were going through the exact same thing as you, and what advice they would ask you, and exactly what you would tell them. So whatever you would tell them would be what you need to do. Let me see. All right, no more super chats, guys. That is the last one with Mishi Khan here. Hello, my darling. Let me finish these up. Alrighty. RA, does he love me? And does he genuinely want to work on a relationship? Honestly, want to work on a relationship after our last conversation. Does he love her? Knight of Swords. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's not like a super lovey-dovey card. This is just somebody that wants to rush in to like have a conversation or to find something out. Does he honestly want to work on our relationship after our last conversation? Queen of Wands. I feel like he wants to have sex with you. I feel like he wants to have sex with you. I feel like he's very attracted to you. That's what I think it is. And I think that's why he wants to rush in. Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't love you, but there was no love cards really popping up. Peng Te Ja. I am a Virgo. How's my relationship going with this guy, Scorpio? And intention towards me. What's his intentions towards her? The Two of Wands, the Four of Swords. I feel like he wants to make smart decisions when it comes to the two of you. I feel like he doesn't want to make decisions that comes from an unhealed place. When you make decisions from an unhealed place, you make the wrong decisions. So I feel like he's willing to like get out of the box and get out of his comfort zone, but he's wanting to make sure that he does this the right way is what it feels like. How's the relationship going? The King of Swords, the Ten of Swords in reverse. I feel like he's letting go of old crap, and he's trying to do the right thing, and he's trying to be very logical. That's what it feels like. I feel like you guys are going to talk soon, or maybe you already talk. I don't know. Vanessa Williams, is Leo Z trying to be romantic or sex-based only? I almost want to say this is somebody who's quite clueless. Judgment in reverse and the Justice. I feel like this person doesn't necessarily have like the best conscience. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I feel like this person doesn't. Tell me about that Judgment in reverse. I feel like this is somebody who may take a very, 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 very long time to take accountability for things or to make decisions when it comes to committed partnerships. I think this is somebody who low-key has a very fragile ego with that Seven of Wands in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse. And this is somebody who could be a bit of a player type or somebody who needs some kind of external validation by sleeping with people. So I would say sex-based. Hold on. I gotta shuffle these last ones here. S, what are the Capricorn's thoughts and feelings? Show me the thoughts. Feelings. Okay. Three of Pentacles, King of Swords in reverse for the thought life. So I feel like this is somebody who's just trying to like get on the same page with you and just get along. But I feel like there's something that this person is not necessarily telling you, or maybe he just wants to keep his thoughts to himself. With the feelings, Five of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse. I feel like if this is like a separation, this person may just want to come out of hiding or come out of the cold just to feed his ego. This person has an ego problem, whatever it is, okay? It may just want to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am at times. So I would just be cautious of that. Be cautious of your body, etc. Mishi Khan, last but not least. Hey, Bratty, want to know Libra's feelings towards me right now. Okay. Knight of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's not really feelings-based. It's more of like a missed opportunity, or he's not really putting in that much of an effort. He's just kind of following your lead and going with whatever is happening, kind of. Leela, about a long trip in August. It's the best thing to do, even if it's last minute. Thank you. As long as your finances are in order. The Moon in reverse and the King of Pentacles. What should she do? Just make sure that you have like a plan is what I want to say. The Sun is there, so it's telling me like, yes, fun, yay, right? Moon in reverse, King of Pentacles makes me feel like follow your intuition, you know, listen to your instincts, listen to your gut, make sure your finances are in order. This could be fun. Just make sure that you have a direction for what it is that you're doing and a practical, proper plan. Vanessa Williams, are Zach and I going to have another comeback around get together in person? Four of Swords. I feel like right now you guys are kind of taking time out. Four of Swords can represent indifference, being by oneself, kind of rethinking things, thinking about things. The Magician reverse. There's like not like a big intent maybe on his side right now. If they do get together, will it be good? The Ten of Wands on the Six of Cups. I feel like it'll be heavy, but I feel like it will be heavy in emotion, okay? But it'll be feel-good feelings, but it'll also feel like there's an elephant in the room. Advice? Strength in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is saying don't get too wrapped up in your emotions, or try to have some dignity, you know what I mean? Hold back a little bit, have some confidence, be strong. Don't like do something stupid and like text when you're drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning like I've done in my past and spill your feelings and feel like an idiot because you don't get a response, okay? Just kidding. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like just hold your ground, man. Mishi Khan, any advice for me right now? Thanks. Page of Cups. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. I feel like there's something that you're needing to do that is out of the box. Needing to get out of your comfort zone in some way. Needing to explore something when it comes to maybe work or something that you've been working on. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse is kind of coinciding with this, telling me there's something that you've been doing when it comes to work or when it comes to working on love or your approach to love that is not working. It's something that's not working. There's something new that you're needing to implement. You're needing to do something different. So I don't know what that is. You know, Maybe when you first talk to somebody, you just like trauma dump and you just tell them everything about yourself, you know, like I used to. Maybe this time you need to just let it out one by one, very, very slowly and over time. You know, it's like whatever your thing is. That's okay. KDP, I'll answer it, but I gotta go. My TMJ is acting up. KDP, will Jordan offer me commitment before the end of the year? Yes or no? Yes. Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to take it. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Swords in reverse. I say yes. All right, guys. Thank you, Rick. You were a freaking kick-ass guy. I absolutely adore you. Thank you, guys.